I was like, hold on, let me get this fixed. Help me. Where am I? Okay, like a girl. I wish the sound wouldn't be popping like this in the background. This is dumb. And okay, now I know I'm recording, right? Okay, why is the screen in the way? Oh, help me, Lord. Ah, yeah. I mean, day in and day out, working at them steel mills, Michael. Shout out to. Okay, I have some music in the background, little light music, little light music. A little light music in the background. Um, next thing y'all, I'm still gonna get back. Let me hurry about 2 minutes. Oh man, what's happening to me? It's called old age. I beg to differ because when I was in high school, I still was like this. So, feeling old. I've been feeling old for a long time. I almost got the special package where I'm an old soul and body. Now, I don't know if y'all getting echoing or feedback or not. Fudge, I'm gonna have to listen on my cell phone. But y'all definitely getting some behind the scenes. At least the where is my cell phone? At least the folks on Twitter is. I gotta go on Twitter really quickly to see what the Hades is going on. This is your granddaddy. This is your granddaddy. So let me see if it's echoing. LA, can't you hear me? Yes, I can hear you, girl, and you're not echoing. Well, it's a Christmas miracle. So I guess I'll turn me up in the microphone. Sarah Jakes Robinson. Turn me up! Turn me up! Turn me up in the microphone! This is your granddaddy. This is your granddaddy. This is your granddaddy. Your granddaddy. Where is my next tab on hand that I must press? Y'all done close the window down. It is officially 5 o'clock. Let me go and start my YouTube so I can be as professional as possible on my behest. I had to upload a thumbnail or take one. My phone be on one. Take thumbnail. Well, oh happy day. That's what it's gonna be today. Fudge. Public bag. Give me 50 feet. You ain't no kid of me. Bag.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
Old enough fool. Now get out of my way. Give me some more mashed potatoes. Oh, I cut you with something sharp. It's Thursday, so I'm gonna be. Let me just go on and get this started. Help me, God. I am not there today. When am I ever there? I knew she was crazy. See? She is crazy. Yeah, feeling my hair. Oh, where's my earpiece at? Oh my goodness. Where's my earpiece at? Next thing I want to do, set this up so I can hear myself. I'm going to have to refresh the page in order for this to work. Then I got a topic in here at hand. It is what it is. I am on time. It's 5:02, so let's just say 5:01 when it actually started. Late is better to be. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. Call the movie Soundgarden. The movie is not called. What is the movie called? Oh man, Captain of the Band, Making the Band. What is the name of that movie? Oh man, Drumline. Yeah, you know, it was good for the time when it came out. Now I set this on public, right? Let me get into the YouTube studio really quickly because oh, there it is. The what you call it? Someday, one day I'll get it together. The fudge. My computer is lagging, if that makes any sense. I'm quite sure y'all can understand what I'm saying. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Ali accent free. LA, are you there? Present. All right. Let me move forward into the YouTube studio. Yo. Studio in the Heezy on this one sweet day. Oh, that song was not it. Not every popular artist makes all hits. So just saying that. Oh, live. Today's topic, let me run that on in here really quickly. Today's topic is about pressure cooker horror stories. Pressure cooker horror stories. So let me type it in. I am not, in my life, I don't see myself cooking with a pressure cooker in this particular lifetime because of all the horror stories of cooking with those things. So let me put pressure, Pressure, cooker, horror. Pressure cooker horror stories. And then let me use teeth. I like this emoji. I had to see what the specific emoji is called. What's going on, Chile? How you doing? Good morning, guys. Chance Goat Boy. Today's topic is going to be pressure cooker horror stories. Are you brave enough to cook with a pressure cooker? Hashtag I'm not. Now, if you put me on the game show and they're like, you get a nice prize, then I'll do it. But y'all, pressure cookers come from space. That's some technology that they don't classify as technology, if you know what I'm saying. But that's some technology, man. I feel safe using a microwave way over pressure cooker. But if you tell our grandparents about using the microwave, they'll pick pressure cooker. They're like, I ain't cooking with no blankety blank microwave. It's got microwaves in it. What you trying to do? I'm like, cook my food. I want to heat up my burrito, Granddaddy. Get that microwave out of my house. It's devil, you're going 86 is all. I'm like, dog, granddaddy, I just wanted to heat up my burrito. Get that microwave out of here. Okay. Dang, granddaddy on 10. Y'all ever experienced that? Now, as I'm running my mouth, I'm up here trying to label today's topic. Today, it is Thursday already. Where is the time going? Is the time going by faster? Y'all, time meaning the days. It's already Thursday. I remember I was on here talking about some morning moon motivational Mondays. Let's power move. And now we on Thursday. Hercules is coming on tomorrow, man. Hercules' big day is tomorrow. I miss Hercules too. He'll be on tomorrow. Fridays is his day. For those of you who don't know, we went live and had a survey done and got you guys' input. And we collectively voted that we want Hercules to come back. He used to just come on here and work during Shark Week. But y'all want him to come back, and so do I. Let me punch today's date in here. Today is the 14th-2025. There. LA pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I'm going to be multitasking on several screens. To me, it's several screens. I've got Twitch going on, and I've got live stream going on over here by way of YouTube. Please know it's 5:08 in the morning. So you're going to see me having a lot of brain farts. Some days I'll be on all cylinders. And some days I'm like, I have one coffee here, one coffee here, one coffee on my table, and nothing's working. I'll be like, welcome to LA TV. I will be professional by reporting to work on my scheduled days. Hey man, how y'all doing? Good morning. Whoa! So today y'all got me. I'm just trying to patch things through. Besides that, I am happy and I'm having a good time. And believe it or not, this is my hair. It's alive. Let me put hashtags in here. Pressure cookers. Have any of you guys cooked with a pressure cooker or witnessed someone cooking with a pressure cooker? Mainly pressure cookers. For me, when I was growing up as a tiny child, they were like, I've seen my aunt use a pressure cooker probably around the holidays. And that's where my first pressure cooker horror story was introduced to me. Now, I don't know if my aunt, which is my mom's big sister, my mom's oldest sister, I'm not sure if she still cooks with pressure cookers to this day. But the day she used the pressure cooker, the aftermath of it all looked like a war scene in the kitchen. If Chef Ramsay came back into her kitchen at that time, he'd be like, "Good mercy, woman, what the H have you done? Looks like you've gotten into a fight with the pressure cooker. I'm the pressure cooker one." It sure did. How come? Her kitchen was yellow. It was like a soft yellow. And the food that splattered all over stained her paint. So it was food splatters over the walls, the ceiling, and probably on the floor. Like, it was like Chris Brown, wall to wall. Hey, I'm like, dang, it was that bad. So what she was using for the pressure cooker, y'all want to guess what she was making in the pressure cooker? And no, she wasn't washing laundry. Sit down. It's too early for that. Where do these things come from? I'll give y'all 5 more seconds to guess what she was probably making in the pressure cooker. What's going on, y'all? We got Sunny 1818, Drizzy Fred, Sir Gregory, Barry McConquering, Sloppy 2. Is that records? What's going on? Chicken. We have chicken in here. Yeah, look at my head. It's on fire, right? Ow. Yeah, I come on here some days my hair is done, some days it's not. That's life, man. That's life. That's life. That's what people say. Dun 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 dun. Riding high in April, shot down in May. Welcome in. Don King, boxing promoter in the Heezy, reincarnated? No, I might be his child. Have you seen my father? That's a joke. I know who my daddy is. Okay. All right. Oh, man. No, she wasn't doing that. She didn't put turtles in there. It was chitlins. I didn't know you could pressure cook chitlins. And on top of that, I was really solidified of being introduced to what chitlins was, or chitterlings. Yo, I didn't know you could do that. It just seems like nation. I'm thinking back right now, as I look back over my life, and I think about it. Shouts out Chile. It don't seem right to be putting chitlins in the pressure cooker. I don't think you should be eating them in general, but hey, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the pressure cooker exploded and the chitlins went all over the place. They went on the ceiling, they went on the wall. I remember when I walked into her house, I really liked their house. The side door, you want because the house had a few doors. The side door we always walked in led directly into the kitchen. So when we walked into the kitchen, the first wall we would see will be where like the table was pushed out on the side and a place where you could possibly put more decorations if you wanted to. But there was stains from the chitlins covering the wall there, and then on the ceiling they were all up there. It's crazy because once again her kitchen was like a light yellow color, but when we walked in there the stains were so embedded and impacted into the paint, the food stains. It looked like it was intentionally done. It was crazy. So as an artsy fartsy, it was like, it looks like art. It looks like it was intentionally done that way. But that's how much of an impact that pressure cooker had. That's crazy. Have you guys had any pressure cooker experiences where it's like, never? But that one experience, and I was like, I'm not doing this. And then in addition, when I grew up and was watching cook shows and stuff, I would hear always like a warning, like, please use extreme caution when dealing with a pressure cooker. It's not a toy, it's not a game, and safety is required. You have to be safe in the kitchen when you're cooking, right? I know you're supposed to wash your hands before you eat, right? We do know that. Yeah, so there's knives in the kitchen, so you have to be careful with that. But a pressure cooker, I'm not dealing with that type of scientific stuff. I don't have, not on my watch. Let me pause this right quick before I make a blunder and mess something up. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Oh, accidentally pushed the wrong button. Shouts out. And they call this, when I say they, most of the world, and when I'm talking about the world I'm in, most of the world is saying like, hey, it's Friday Junior, and I like that. School, I'm like, tomorrow's Friday. That's what we were saying. Tomorrow's Friday. I cannot wait for it. But now people are saying It's Friday Junior, and saying Friday Junior sounds very good, don't you think? So yeah, let me put this in here. Thank you guys for being like super generous. So since you're being, I'm gonna drop my Cash App down in there if you guys are feeling that type of way, and I will pin it to the top. And it's as simple as that. Let me pin it to the top here. Once again, thank you for coming in. My name is LA, pronounced like I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I want to thank you guys at the top for just liking my content to me, and I've hit a personal goal, and now it's like, wow, I don't want too much. I've hit my personal goal. I've passed 5,000 subscribers, y'all, and it's just amazing. So once again, thank you guys for coming in on such an early morning. I'm here early in the morning, and y'all apparently awake too. You guys have lives. Some of you had to get ready for work. Some of you had to go to school for yourself. Some of you had to drop off kids. Some of you had to drop off like your sister's kids or something. You know? Let me put this in here. It means a lot. So Thursdays, for those of you who don't know, it's just my freestyle where I'm winging it, just coming up here as myself. Because Monday and Tuesday I bring the morning news and I'm wearing my cow suit. Moo. Wednesdays, right now I wear my ladybug outfit, and I talk about the YouTube news, and it's called Exploring the YouTube Bible. Exploring the YouTube Bible. And then today is Thursdays, you get me, and I'm just on here being myself, choosing random topics. Sometimes the topics will be heavy, sometimes they won't be. I had planned a topic for I had planned the topic last week for today, but I don't want to talk about that because it's a little heavy, but I'm curious about it. Learn more, and I like to do studies like that while I'm online because it's a 2-in-1. I get to educate myself, number one, and then in the midst of me intentionally trying to educate and inform myself, you guys can get in on what I'm trying to learn. So perhaps next Thursday I will bring it out and talk about it, but right now I'm talking about the pressure cooker and the horror stories thereof. And I opened up with sharing my first experience with a pressure cooker. I want you guys to know it's not that type of party. I'm not an OnlyFans girl. I just hang out and have a good time. But if you want to hit that Cash App, you're more than welcome to. I'm married. I've been married for 10 glorious years, and I love it a lot. And I love our son a lot. So I just want you to know it's not that type of party over here, but I'm quite sure if you look, you'll find that type of party where you're going. So for those of you who don't know what a pressure cooker is, because some people just don't, I typed into AI overview, what is a pressure cooker? So we can all be on the same page. And another thing, I'm going to have to remind myself, this is a memo to myself, to check in live stream if my comments, apart from the chat box, see if my comments were them, so I can start copying and pasting notes and stuff in there. So I had to remind myself. The list is, we're gonna read what the Hades of pressure cooker overview. A pressure cooker is a sealed cooking pot that uses steam pressure to cook food faster. Now, heck, the cooker use steam. I know when you're cooking food, it makes steam, but I actually thought the pressure from the power of water. Now, for the people who are on Twitch, I have a picture of a pressure cooker, and on there is a picture of an egg, and it's showing the pressure, how much pressure the pressure cooker has, is because the guy, he puts the the egg on top of the pressure cooker and lets the steam come out, and it's actually levitating the egg. And that's crazy. So that's a lot of pressure. An egg is about as heavy as this Funko. So just imagine putting that, or the Funko, above the pressure cooker, and the mug just flying up on, you know, like that. So just imagine if you don't have the pressure cooker sealed down correctly, and you're anywhere near it, it's a lot of stuff that can happen. It can do a lot of damage, man. It's ridiculous. So once again, a pressure cooker has a sealed cooking pot that uses steam pressure to cook food faster. By trapping steam inside, the pressure cooker creates a high pressure environment where water boils at a higher temperature than normal, allowing food to cook more quickly and efficiently. Can you cook a lobster in the pressure cooker? My next question is, do the people at Red Lobster, the cook people, do they cook their do they cook the lobsters in the pressure cooker? Do anybody know? Food preserving for hard times, pressure cooker. Now, who said that? Desert Fred? Yeah, and I glanced at a Reddit forum where someone commented that some people, there's two different kinds of pressure cooking, apparently, according to Reddit. The pressure cooker I'm talking about, where my aunt cooked chitlins in and it blew up all over the place, and then using a pressure cooker to like make canned preserves. Now my grandmother, man, I wish I got to spend more time with her, and she used to preserve food, but she didn't use a pressure cooker. She just used a regular pot. So how did that happen? I haven't the slightest idea, but my gram, she was always preserving stuff, and I honestly passed before it was her time. All I can say is folks should have did a better job doing by her, and she would have been around a lot longer. Moving forward, welcome to Thursdays, where I talk about random things. And the random thing I'm talking about, in addition to me digressing here and there, is pressure cooker horror stories. Yeah, so he said, Desert Fred said, hear the lids pop on mason jars after cooking. Those things are really cool, and I want to learn how to do that. That's something I'm going to have to take up on myself, because according to my knowledge, nobody in my family knows how to do anything like that. So, hey, to each his own. That's the cross I want to pick up and bear and carry and learn and share with the family who give a dang to want to know. Oh. Let's see. Y'all silly, I'm going through some of the comments. Yup. So I'm telling you guys, my grandmother, she used to do that, rest her the mixer, but the way things were going, it just seems like she may have been better off. She's better off where she is now, because she was suffering too. So according to AI, that's what a pressure cooker is. How it works, I want to know. It says how it works. Sealed environment. A pressure cooker is designed with a tight-fitting lid that seals the pot, preventing steam from escaping. Pressure buildup. As the liquid inside the cooker heats up, it turns to steam. Now that's taking me aback, man, because I really thought it was all about the water. That's it, that's all, because water is strong. You know, water has strength. It can knock you out. A tsunami when you're going surfing, a wave. So shoot, pressure buildup. As the liquid inside the cooker heats up, it turns to steam, and the trapped steam increases the pressure inside the pot. Higher boiling point. Get out of the way. Higher boiling point. This increased pressure rises the boiling point of water, allowing it to reach temperatures hotter than 100 degrees Celsius, which is 212 Fahrenheit. cooking. So pause, wait a minute. So do you think the pressure cooker was our parents, which was my grandparents' version of their microwave for back in the day? And if that's the case, do you think our grandparents a pressure cooker was a device from Satan, just like parents thought the microwave was evil? Man. So also, when I was glancing through getting my topic together as far as the pressure cooker, I came across that there's two different kinds. There's like a pressure cooker, maybe like an industrial style pressure cooker, and one that seems like a resemblance of a slow cooker. Is that true? If any of you guys are familiar with the pressure cooker realm. Steam valve engaged on pressure cooker. No kids allowed in the kitchen while pressure cooker is in use. I agree to that. Now, when my aunt used the pressure cooker, we weren't there. It was the night before Christmas and all through the house. No, I don't think it was the night before Christmas, but we weren't at her house when that happened. We arrived to her house the day after, and we found out what happened. So if her kids were around, I don't think so, because it's been a long time since I actually rehashed this story, guys. I mean, a very long time, because that had to probably be the very late 80s, early 90s when this happened. And when I say late 80s, like, okay, 89, 1990, had to be around that time. So my cousins partake in reliving this story alongside with my aunt and my sisters, who crowded around the kitchen falling out laughing at their sister. My cousins were like, yeah, we ran into the kitchen because we wanted to see what was going on. So that proves your point where someone said that, you know, kids are not supposed to be in the kitchen. Let me look. Desert Fred said, steam valve engaged on pressure cooker, no kids allowed in the kitchen. That goes proof that my aunt did practice safety mechanism back in those days, because the story goes the kids came into the kitchen to see what was going on after they heard loud screams and like an explosion. So the kids weren't in there. So shouts out to my aunt for following cooking protocol even in the late 80s, early 90s. So thanks for that piece of information. Yeah, so they were all laughing at my aunt, looking at the mess. I heard them talking about things about, are you going to paint the walls? But you know, women are in the kitchen talking, so it was time for me to leave. But it was nice to be a part of that moment. It made me feel special because I was, you know, laughing with my aunts. And at that time, I aspired to be like all of them. So it was a really cool moment for me. So I'm glad I'm able to rehash that and share that. I haven't the slightest idea if my aunts follow me on any of my social media platforms, but if y'all come across this one, how you guys doing? I love you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for having my best interest at heart when I was growing up, because you know I had hell to pay growing up in the household. So I love you, aunts. Thank you for looking out for me, and etc., and so on and so on. Let me see here. So AI overview says faster cooking because water is hotter. Food cooks much faster than in a conventional pot. Thank you, Chile, for coming in. I appreciate you. Let me grab my tea really quickly. It should be cooled off enough, but not too hot where I get hurt. It says your mom still uses a pressure cooker. So let me go back to it. Desert Fred, your mom still uses a pressure cooker. Did she have a bad experience, you know, when, you know, the lid came off of there, or it started to like bubble over or anything like that? If you want to share, you can. If not, that's cool. But I'm asking because I'm just curious. This is a fun topic, and many of us can relate or have been into proxy where other people have had horror stories. I need to take this out. I don't think I need it in. Hold on. And let me close that down too to make life better. Shouts out to my Twitch people. In the figment of my imagination, I'll have a house full of people in my over there in Twitch world. I'm pretending it's a lot of people over there to just lift up myself. I have to speak it into existence, but I am live streaming on Twitch at the same time. Moving forward, benefits of using a pressure cooker according to AI overview. And he said his grandmother canned a lot of food. Yeah, that's what my grandma did too. It seems easy to do. I actually, when I was younger, I used to work at the library. So this means I was probably around high school. I'm not going to spend too much time being approximate on what age I was. But I know when I was in high school, I worked at the library. And I was really wanting to learn how to can food. And so I picked up a couple of books, and it really seemed easy. But I knew I probably wasn't gonna be able to try to do that living where my parents lived, you know, because they were so. All I could do was kind of just plan it out in my head and kind of practice how to do this in my head. But actually physically getting the cans, the jars, and all that, they weren't feeling it. So now that I'm on my own, I'm actually on my own, meaning like a grown-up, happily married with a child. I can actually try these things, but I actually forgot about it. Time rolls on, life goes on. You gotta go to school, you gotta go to work. You know, life be life. That was something I want to do. So once again, I like to give myself a pat on the shoulder because it reminded me of some of the hobbies I do want to get into. So I had to figure out how to plan some time to do that. But yeah, that really seems like something I would love to do. Benefits of using a pressure cooker according to AI overview: reducing cooking times. Pressure cooker can cook food up to 70% faster than traditional methods. That's pretty darn quick. Now, even though I may be in a rush, I don't see myself gravitating to a pressure cooker still. Energy efficient. How is that? Energy efficient. The faster cooking time also means less energy is needed to cook. Now, it seems like if you're using a pressure cooker, to me it seems like it's going to harness more energy to get the job done. But according to AI, it says that it's energy efficient. The faster cooking time also means less energy is needed to cook the food. That's what it says, but me thinking about this logically, it don't make sense. Because don't microwaves take a lot of power to heat up a burrito? Or have those dog days been over and I'm still kind of stuck in the time where microwaves first came out and it was like, cut out the lights, y'all! We don't want to blow out a fuse. We about to run the microwave. Okay, 30 seconds. It's not like that. It's not like that anymore. Wipe, list, clean, sterilize, clean. Food lasts long time in storage. Yeah, so that's something I really want to get into. So I'm thankful that I'm using this Freestyle Thursdays to remind me of the things that I kind of forgot about that. Thank you guys for coming in. Let me put this in here really quickly, and let me drop some more, brighten up the place a little bit. Let me see. Let me drop some color in here. Bam. Bada bing, bada bing. Shooba moo 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 moo. Put a little color in here just to make it. Tenderizing tough cuts of meat. Now that I do believe. For example, look, I don't have any experience with cooking with the pressure cooker. But after reading this header here, it says tenderizing tough cuts of meat. So I'm like, a steak. So I guess that'll work. You put the steak in there and pressure cooker, and then get it all tender, and then you take it out and you season it some more. You know, you re-season it some more, and you get to grilling it. So I get that. If I'm, you know, trying to assume correctly, I'm taking an educated guess, I can understand the power of a pressure cooker by way of making a steak. That would be nice. So if I were to experience a pressure cooker outside in the driveway away from the house, I would want to experiment with the thick cut steak. Season the water up real good. Put some celery stock in there. Oh, put some probably some chicken broth in there. Just a dash of salt, some pepper. Put that steak in there in the pressure cooker for a minute, and then take it out, and it would be perfect. That's in my mind if I were to use that, right? So yeah, but that's besides the point. So tenderizing tough cuts of meat, the high pressure heat effectively tenderizes tough cuts of meat. Cooking dried beans and grains. Pressure cookers can cook dried beans and grains from scratch in a fraction of the time. But when I cook beans and grains right on the stove, it's done real quick. All I had to do was be in the kitchen, have a magazine or something, or my cell phone, breeze through an article, and it's done. So if I'm cooking beans and grains on the stove, and to me it gets done pretty fast. Just imagine how fast it gets done with a pressure cooker. When you think about it, fire function and all that jazz, the time it's going to take to wipe out the pressure cooker, let the thing cool down, versus you cooking on the stove. It's already done. Pour it in the server dish. That's it. I'll stick to the stove. Grandma even made lye soap the old-fashioned way. I think I saw a lady do that when I was in summer school. Shouts out to summer school, because we were introduced to things like that too. I think we were taught how to make butter, and like you said, Drizzy Fred, soap, and how to make little crafts and stuff. We first learned, I think it's called whittling, where you chisel things out of wood. But since we were kids and beginners, she just gave us our practice run on how to do that with the bars of soap. She said it was just great practice so we could get used to having like blades in our hands, and just being familiar with practicing with our hands. You know, I didn't know because I was a kid, you know, so she was just telling us the importance of being able to work with our hands and have confidence when we're using like sharp objects and stuff, and how to respect the tool and to respect the art of making things on your own. So the animal she was teaching us how to carve out of soap, a bar of soap, was a bear. My bear looked awful, but in my mind I still see the ley lines of how you're supposed to start. So that's pretty cool. I wish school was more like summer school, because when I was growing up, summer school actually taught us things that we could actually use to apply to today. Now, we didn't go to camp, but to me, summer school was like our type of camp. And yeah, I thought that was funny too about the Don King thing, for real. What are those? Grandpa made corn cob pipes. Like he would use the you know, like when you finish eating the corn, there's the cob left. So you mean like he dried it out and made something out of. That's really cool if that's the case. Drizzy Fred, that's dope. Good morning to you, Anthro. How you doing? Today is 5:41 a.m. on this Thursday, which is August 14, 2025. Good morning to you, and to some of you guys, have a good night. Good night to some of you, and good morning. That's really cool. So you said yes. The repurposing of things is a wonderful thing. Since I'm a woman who naturally, it don't take much to make me happy, I find the simple things such as repurposing stuff a wonderful masterpiece. If you look around, everything you need is in front of you. It helps sharpen your imagination, I think. So it's funny how this whole topic of the pressure cooker is branching out into other things, like the old times of just making things, carving things out of stove, pressure cooking, cooking things, sealing things, canning, that's what it's called, sealing things in the pot. And then what Drizzy Fred said, what his gramp did, carving things out of corn from the cob part. It's really cool. This is really fun. Just 1 second, guys. Today I have tea. It's pretty darn good. The message on here today says, sensational is brewing. Cool. Alright, sensational is brewing. Versatility. Oh, wait. Retaining nutrients. Wow. By reducing cook time, some nutrients are preserved. Now, I didn't think of it that way. So on the health food tip, that's dope and okay, I get it. I like that. So I'm gonna add that in here because it's not too much. Thank you for coming in. And where's my keyboard? Over here. So yeah, according to AI overview, when cooking with the pressure cooker, it retains nutrients because by reducing cook time, some nutrients are better preserved. I didn't think of it that way. And then pressure cookers can be used for a wide range of dishes, including stews, soups, and even desserts. Can you cook a steak in a pressure cooker? What's going on, Jason? How you doing? I'm about to look it up right now. Can I cook a steak in a pressure cooker? We're about to find out. Thanks for coming, Duke Space Ranger. Yeah, you were here also yesterday. Yeah, I like my hair too. It's wild. Steak and rice at the same dang time. What's going on, Billboard? Arcturus. Good to see you too. Thank you guys for coming in. My apologies in advance if I don't say you guys' names correctly. Not intentional. Welcome in, y'all. Yeah, overview said yes, you can cook a steak in the pressure cooker. Woo! But it's generally not recommended for achieving a traditional seared steak with the desirable crust. That I did know. Pressure cooking tends to make the steak more tender, but can result in the less appealing texture and appearance. Really? While it's possible to sear the steak before pressure cooking to improve the crust, the final result may still differ from grilling or pan frying. This before I looked it up. I was like, if I were to experiment with the pressure cooker outside in the driveway, away from the house, I would want to try a steak because of the tenderization purposes, right? I'm like, well, if I cook the steak, in some seasoned water in the pressure cooker, take it out and then continue to cook it, I think it will yield great results. Or yes, even putting it on the barbecue. But for me, I would want to cook it on the in the skillet. I think it would render great results if you are careful with it. This video demonstrates how to cook a steak in an Instapot. including sear and pressuring. Now that's my question. There's Instapot. Is that the name brand of the pressure cooker? Or is that a different type of pressure cooker? Instapot and pressure cooker. I'm not sure. But at the bottom, oh wow, this is cool. There's a here's, why, and how for traditional steak. So what it's saying is an AI overview. Why it's not traditional? Why it's not ideal to put a traditional steak in the pressure cooker? See. The texture. Pressure cooking relies on high heat and moisture, which can break down the muscle fibers in the steak, leading to a softer, sometimes mushier texture. It depends on how long you leave it in there, because my intention is not to leave the steak in there that long, just a little bit, you know, like a flash searing, if that makes sense, but by way of pressure cooker, right? Yeah. So now it says where am I? Texture. Pressure cooker relies on high steak heat and moisture, which can break down the muscle fibers in the steak, leading to a softer, sometimes mushier texture. The high moisture environment of a pressure cooker prevents the Maillard reaction, browning and crust formation, from occurring effectively. But if you take it out and put it on the skillet, you can obtain that, right? Chefs in the house, am I right or wrong? Flavor. While the steak will cook through, it may not develop the same depth of flavor as the steak cooked. Of course, I'm picking up what you're throwing down, AI overview, but I'm quite sure there's more to it than that. How to use a steak in the pressure cooker? Yo! How can you not like AI overview? It's about to explain to me, so I'm going to... Thanks guys for coming in and pushing the like button. It means a lot. You could be anywhere else, for real, but you're here. How to cook a steak in a pressure cooker. I have Fruit Loops today. Yikes, they're still a little too hot. Woo! Copy. So we have here how to cook a steak in a pressure cooker and improve the results. Step 1. Sear the steak. Use the saute function on your pressure cooker. Well, there you go. Use the saute function on your pressure cooker to sear the steak on all sides before pressure cooking. This helps develop some color and flavor. Number 2, add liquid. You don't say. Include a small amount of liquid, like beef broth or water in the pot. This is necessary for the pressure cooking process. Necessary for the cooking process to work. Use the trivet. Place the steak on the trivet. Sit down. Or rack inside the pressure cooker to keep it out of the liquid. Okay, I like that part. Pressure cook. Cook on high pressure for a short time, depending on the thickness and desired doneness. Exactly. I'm not intending to cook the steak all the process of pressure cooking. Just a little soft touch on there. A few minutes is usually sufficient for a medium rare steak. Once again, step number 4. Pressure cook. Cook on high pressure for a short time. Depending on the thickness and desired doneness, a few minutes is usually sufficient for a medium rare steak. Release pressure. Dun 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 dun. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. If it's gonna fly off the rails and fly into your face and you're gonna have to go to the hospital. Yeah, we got another pressure cooker disaster coming in. Oh no, not again. Every time the holidays come, we're always having a deep fat fryer situation in the pressure cooker. I wish they just banned it. We're en route. Is it gonna be one of those situations? Number 5, release pressure. Use quick release, releasing the steam after cooking. Then, let the steak rest for a few minutes before cutting. Number 6, consider sauce vide. Don't know what that means, but to me it seems like some type of fancy sauce. It says SOUSVIDE. For a more controlled and desirable outcome, consider using a sauce vide method, which includes vacuum sealing the steak and cooking it in a temperature-controlled water bath. That sounds fun. This method can achieve a perfectly cooked steak with a good crust after a final sear. I'd like to learn more about that. I've only seen that done once during my times of watching like those chef competitions on the cook show. It seemed like I've only seen that method done one time. How much more could they tell us about it? Did you know there's a deep dive in AI mode in reference to can I cook a steak in a pressure cooker? I'm gonna go to it and see what else it tells us. Let me see. Yes, you can absolutely cook steak in a pressure cooker like an Instant Pot, according to the Mary Hull's Life and Receipt Vibes. However, it's important to understand the best approach for different cuts of steak and the results you can expect. Here's the digital breakdown. Shouts out to NSYNC. Best for tenderizing tougher cuts. Pressure cooking excels at breaking down the connective tissue in tougher cuts of beef, like beef brisket. Beef chuck, or short ribs. Yeah, give me my short ribs. Oh, baby back ribs. Oh, well, my baby back ribs. Dun dun dun. Chili's baby back ribs. Yeah, shouts out to NSYNC. Bye. Hey. The pressure cooking process creates a moist cooking environment that helps to tenderize these cuts in a much shorter time compared to the traditional slow cooking methods. Now, I like slow cook food when I have the time. I like to crank on the oven, have it on low, and let that sucker cook all the way through the day so the house can fill with the aroma of food. You open up the window and the smell start going outside. Like neighborhoods are intended to be, the smell of food around the house, dogs barking, next door neighbor's dog barking. It's like, I want some of that food. It's fun to do that, to take your time and not have to rush. I know not all of us have the luxury to be able, if you want to, and slow cook food like that. But those of us who have the time to do it or intentionally make the time to do it, it's a wonderful thing. You can use oil, butter, and open the vent part way though. In reference to the pressure cooker, Bill Lord says, I'll read it from another screen. Bill Lord says you can use oil, or butter and use the vent part way. Wow. Exactly. It's so simple, but just imagine how much of a seasoned texture that would be with just those two things alone. I'm wondering if you can put pasta in there, because when you said oil and butter, I thought of pasta. Thank you so much, Jason. Cool shirt. Thank you for that comment and the emojis. Man, tell me about it. I'm lightly thinking back in the time frame of my life. I don't witness my family putting a pie on the windowsill because my parents were really weird. And they were like, they didn't want to do that because they didn't want to attract bugs or birds. I'm like, you guys are lame. But I do recall seeing that actually in what was considered, according to my parents, the hood or the bad side of town. I saw a woman actually set her pie out on the ledge in what was deemed to be the bad side of town. And it was so peaceful to see that, because it took me back to a time when we didn't have many cartoon selections. So we saw like Looney Tunes, or I think it was called Melrose Melodies at that time, where the grandma would sit the pie on the ledge, just like Dizzle Fred said, sitting the pie out on the ledge. I got to see that in real life. She had her pie out on the ledge, y'all. Her kitchen was a pretty soft, like sea green color. She had like these window shears. I didn't know those were called window shears at the time. They were white, they were bright and just crisp and clean. The woman was African American. She was older, and she just looked much peace in her house. And there was the pie sitting right on the windowsill. And I do recall something on the lines of my mom saying, "Girl, you sit your pie on the windowsill?" And the lady said, "I've been doing it for so many years. That's how my pies, and I had no trouble." I'm like, this woman is way older than my mom, and she's got the cojones to put a pie out on the windowsill. My mom was younger at that time. Maybe my mom probably was in her late 20s, early 30s at that time. But I'm buying for mid 20s at that time. Who knows? But good mercy, my mom didn't want to do stuff like that. This brought me back to a place, and it's like, it's true, it's real, it's just like the cartoons say. It was so peaceful in that woman's house, and she lived in the hood. She had more peace in her house living in the hood than we ever had our whole life living in the suburbs. Now make that make sense. I instantly want to live with her. I tell you. Can I cook a steak in a steel pressure cooker? Yes, you can. We are in the breakdown of it all. Best for tenderizing cuts. Number 2, approach for tender steaks, ribeye, sirloin, and etc. Let's go. We have sear first. Even for naturally tender cuts, searing the steak on the saute function of your Instapot or in a separate skillet is recommended to develop a flavorful crust. Okay. Pressure cook briefly. After searing and deglazing the pot, place the steak on the trivet with a cup of liquid water or broth. Or, like, who suggested that? Like Bill Lord suggested, oil or butter. And pressure cook on high for a short time. Example, 2 to 5 minutes. Exactly. For me, I was thinking 7 minutes max, just to soften it up a little bit. So once again, pressure cook briefly. After searing and deglazing the pot, place the steak on the trivet with a cup of liquid, water or broth, or oil and water, and pressure cook on high for a short time. Example, 2 to 5 minutes for medium rare, longer for well done, depending on the thickness and desired doneness according to Mary's whole life. Natural or quick release. Some recipes recommend a short natural pressure release before quick releasing. Notes, folds. While others suggest immediate quick release according to Mary Hull's life. Experiment to see what works best for you. Right off rip, I would get the thickest steak possible. Put that sucker in there for about 7 minutes with my seasoned water, my flavored water, out and make it do what it do by searing it. The next time, if I felt brave enough, I would repeat the same process and then try my luck out with it on the Barbie. Man, boy, don't that sound good? It is to attract. That's funny. He said it is to attract unwanted visitors. That's not why you set on a pie. You set on a pie so it can cool off, and it's really nice because it brings atmosphere into the environment. Like lighting incense outside, it brings a new chi outside. Happiness, peace. Shoot. You put a pie on the ledge so it could cool off, silly. That's okay, Jason. I went to public school too, and to this day I try to be better at it. But sometimes it's like, you know what I'm saying? Where's the pressure? You did, and you didn't get sick. You said, y'all, I'm looking in the backhand the comments from back. He said, oh, let me go back to it, y'all. Desert Fred said, I ate my leftover cinnamon dough. Y'all used to eat leftover cinnamon dough or cookie dough before the kitchen cutlery world came conscious and was like, you cannot eat uncooked cookie dough because of the salmonella. I'm like, well, the way things are going nowadays, I feel confident in eating cookie dough opposed to GMO tomatoes and salad and GMO chicken legs. I'll probably come out healthier on the other end. So which is which? You know what I'm saying? Cue the lady. I ain't got nobody got time for that. If y'all don't be quiet and live your food, some good food, and quit this fat, because the way we going, we are gonna be on the junk food diet, because that's all that's gonna be left on the shelves. 10,000-year-old Twinkies, crystallized McDonald's French fries, Cheetos, cheese puffs, corrugated soda. So y'all might as well get ready to lose y'all figure, and let's all collectively get fat together as the world implodes on itself. Let the choir sing. Shouts out to planet Earth. I am so sorry that the majority of people are treating you like trash. Please spare the ones who love Earth and get rid of the rest. My wacko's wish is that the world swallow up all the bad people and keep all the good people with good intentions here. My wacko's wish. Moving forward, number 3, considerations and potential downsides of cooking a steak in a pressure cooker. And when I say steak, we are talking specifically about ribeyes, sirloins, etc. The considerations for potential downsides are as follows. Doneness. Achieving a precise medium rare or rare steak can be challenging in a pressure cooker because you cannot check the internal temperature during the cooking process. That's when you gotta use your feels. That's when you gotta use your spider senses. Dun, 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 dun. You gotta use your spider senses, guys, when you're cooking the steak in a pressure cooker. You know, you gotta be like, I feel that the steak is not there yet. Yes, can you feel it too? Yes, I can feel it. 10 minutes later, I know the steak is done. My spider sense is telling me the steak is done. I just know. How do you know the steak is done? Because I know. Spirit. Thank you. The steak is done. And that's how it works. Oh man, thank you guys for coming in. See, Jason said I'm fat and I'm loving it. As long as you're happy where you are, what can I say? You know, I just want y'all to be happy, like Mary J. Blige been saying. Grand Rising, breezy LA, like a LA summer evening. What's going on, Kendrick? Thank you for coming in. Long time no see. How you doing, sir? Thank you guys so much, man. I'm having a good time. We're talking about pressure cookers. And right now we're currently talking about the cons of cooking a ribeye or sirloin type of steak in the pressure cooker. Bullet point number 3 says texture. While pressure cooking... What? While pressure cooking tenderizes meat, some find that the texture of tender steaks cooked in the pressure cooker can differ from those grilled or pan fried. You don't say! Y'all. While pressure cooking tenderizes meat, some find the texture of tender steaks cooked in the pressure cooker can differ from those grilled or pan fried, sometimes being described as slightly mushy or less firm. You don't say! Yes, there's gonna be a difference. If it's fried, dyed, and laid to the side, it's gonna be crispy. If you put it on the pan, it's gonna be, simmering and sauteing it perfect. If you put it in a pot of boiling water, it's gonna be soggy. Which one you want? Or if you're from the vampire side of life, you're not gonna cook it at all. Side note, do vampires season the meat before they eat it? I seen something in the figment of my imagination. I was at Walmart in the morning. It was technically dark still. What's going on, Tarsus? Good morning to you. So I was going to Walmart early in the morning, so it was technically dark. Didn't know that when I got in there was going to be a pack of vampires in there salivating over the meat, buying it all up. They scared me, but I pretended I didn't see him. I was like, yo, I seen Twilight. I like Edward. Oh God, please don't bite me. So they loaded up their baskets with meat, and I stopped in my tracks. And I don't know what in the nasty Kerrigan took over me, but I turned around and I walked back to those packs of vampires at Walmart. And y'all, they look scared. I was like, excuse me, I don't want to die today, but this might be my one chance I can ask y'all a question. I see y'all loading up y'all cart with all this meat. I ain't left nothing left for us, but manager special. But nonetheless, do y'all season y'all meat before y'all eat, or do y'all just eat it like that? Or do you rinse it off? Now, there was a vampire in the back. He was like, "Arr!" And they had to hold it back. I'm like, God, I don't want to die. I just want to be bold and live. I need to ask these vampires this so I can bring it back to my followers and my watchers. They said, well, their fangs were showing. I was like, well, my black sister. I'm like, no, you didn't get like that. We do season our meat, but sometimes we don't. Serious. I wanted to push further and ask what type of seasonings the vampires use, but I really started getting scared. My spider senses was like, LA, if you don't get out of there, they're gonna eat you. So vampires do season meat, and if you go to Walmart and wonder why ain't no meat on the shelf, it's not because I'm talking fast like they still there. It's like I can feel their presence. Oh, God help me. I can feel their presence. Let me hurry up and get off this topic just in case they do come. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you go shopping at Walmart at the breaking of dawn, shout out Twilight, there's no meat there, don't blame the workers. It's the vampires that go to Walmart early in the morning, buy it all, and it's nothing left. It's nothing left. Times are changing. Though I am afraid, I will not stop shopping at Walmart at my designated time. Oh boy, that's my tale, y'all. I need to take a breath and breathe. Vampires get their food from Walmart, so don't blame it all on the blacks using EBT cards. I saw inside of the vampire's wallet, he was trying to flex and stunt the cash, but I saw an EBT card in there, so don't blame it on the blacks. Blame it on the vamps. Oh my God, boom, I rest my case. I'm Johnny Cochran's daughter, and I rest my case. If it didn't fit, it must have quit. I'm through. Thank you, mic drop. Oh, dun, dun, dun. And this concludes my bro. Yes, that's my Walmart store. Vampires shop at Walmart. And they be buying up all the meat. In summary, in reference to this, will I ever finish this article, y'all? Yes, I'm slow cooking this. Taking my fine time. Can I cook a steak in a pressure cooker? Yes, you can. And in reference to where am I? Cooking a particular steak such as ribeye or sirloin or etc. It says in summary, according to AI overview, while you can certainly cook steak in a pressure cooker, it's particularly beneficial for tougher cuts that require tenderization. Spelled TENDERIZATION. Let me tell you something quick. Tenderization got the word risen, so you know when you supposed to tenderize your food because it got the word risen. Your food ain't gonna be good if you don't tenderize it. Oh, I'm here all day, y'all. Thank you. Hey, shit, all day munching on as Jason. I know that's right. Gotta keep fueled up. You know what I'm saying? Do what I do. Oh, let me find my crying, laughing emojis. Y'all, I'm having a good time. YALL, I'm having a good time. Bada bing. So we made it down through the bottom of that. While you can certainly cook steak in a pressure cooker, it's particularly beneficial for tougher cuts that require tenderization. For more tender cuts, using the pressure cooker can be a quick and convenient alternative, but achieving the perfect sear and precise level of doneness may require experimentation of potentially a different cooking experience than traditional grilling or pan. Get out of the shot, bruh. All in the video. Shut your shit up, bro. You still in jail? Yeah, he's still in jail. We don't want to talk about him. We don't want vampires coming over here. And, Walmart, we don't need that type of party. And keep Suge Knight out of this. Sit down before you get us all in trouble to cancel. So, let me go to my tab where pressure cooker horror stories. Y'all, it is 11. We are 11 minutes after the hour. Where did this hour go? I'm having a good time. Y'all having a good time? Yes. Cyborg laughed me. It's too late. It's already done. They tell us it's real. Yeah, real fake. But I'm still here living my life like it's golden, accepting the things that I cannot change. AKA shout out Serenity Prayer. I might as well burn that into my eyelids because it's a lot of that going on every time I turn on the TV. Serenity Prayer. Lord help me accept the things that I cannot change. I look at these. Help me accept the things I cannot change. I look at the price on food. Help me accept the things I cannot change. I look at me trying to start a garden. Lord, help me accept the things I cannot change. I look at my hair. Lord, help me accept the things I cannot change. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I'm having a good time. Driz Fred said it's 5:15 a.m. here. Thank you for holding it down. It's 6:15 a.m. here on the fine Thursday morning. Thank you guys so much for getting the likes up. It means so much to me. Never in my YouTube life, I've been on YouTube more than 12 years. I think I've been on YouTube 13 years. And in my time of streaming, I haven't never gotten this much audience participation. I have never gotten this many likes. It means a lot to me. I guess my time is finally starting to dawn on me. They're like, if y'all don't let this girl in here, and y'all in YouTube violation on the fact of being relentless. Come on now. Thank you guys so much for coming in. It means so much to me. Let me put some chats and stuff in. What do you call it? Emojis in here. Oh, I spelled that wrong. I should know how to spell that. Come on now, LA, wake up. THANK. I'm typing, y'all. I think my hands, they freeze. Rigor mortis starts to set, and now we out. Oh God, no, help me. Let's see. Thank you all for your support. I'm not leaving, but I'm taking the time to type in thank you for stopping by and supporting. I had to take the time to say thank y'all. Dude, we have somebody all the way from California. That's super far away. Jason said, "You're pure energy." Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Diesel Ford. Thank you, LA. Y'all, every time I'm in here, LA always in here. The first one here. I think I might have to see if we have a problem. Oh, oh man, so we read about the miracles of a pressure cooker, and I got sidetracked figuring out if we could cook a steak in the pressure cooker, and the answer is a resounding yes. So yes, you can put a steak in the pressure cooker, and the summary of it all, according to me, is only put in there for a couple of seconds, to tenderize it, then get it back on that skillet or get it on that grill and make it do what it do. Let me look for, here it is. This is what I typed in AI overview, guys. Can you please share with me pressure cooking horror stories? This is what I typed in Google. So if you guys want to know, I typed, can you please share with me pressure cooking horror stories? Did you know that AI pulled up something? So I will be reading this together, live, and so this is kind of turned into a reaction video because I don't know what the H is going to say, and so on. So yes, drum roll. Pressure cooking horror stories. Shouts out to AI overview. Thank you, AI overview, for helping be the helping hand in my YouTube and everything. So let me push this in here just to keep the mojo going in the chat. We have here are some accounts of pressure cooking accidents and injuries. Exploding lids and contents. A woman suffers 2nd and 3rd degree burns when the lid of her pressure cooker exploded, spraying scalding hot beans into her face and chest. I should be reading this around Halloween time. Memo to myself. Let me write this down real quick. 08-14-25 pressure cooker. There we go. Pressure cooker. Tell pressure cooker horror stories. STORIES. During last year for the month of October, I read an article about a man who walks around in Halloween costumes, and he's like a property seller, but he's been working with the company and doing so well with the company that they let him work during Halloween in costumes that he made. Last year here, dressed up in a full garb as Beetlejuice. He made the costume himself, and yeah, he went to work dressed as Beetlejuice. So that's crazy, guys. He has his dream job in addition to that in the month of October, because the article said he's trying to just let the whole month of October be his month by slowly, taking it, adding onto it each day. And so far, the people he worked for and with have been allowing him to dress up and still be doing all this ritzy fancy smancy property selling. That's really cool. So that's pretty dope because he still gets to be himself. Tell pressure cooker horror story during the Halloween month. The month of October. There, you guys, I gotta get a new stair stepper. I lost mine. I know it's side notes, but my hands, they're super cold. I get anemic, but I find that exercising inside the house really helps. But I do need to get a new stair stepper. So I'm glad I started talking about my hands, because it was a reminder of myself that I need to reorder a new stair stepper so I can get that going, keep my blood flowing. I don't be wanting to take pills all day to help with my blood. Come on, I don't want to be taking pills all day for that stuff. Get my lazy behind up and incorporate working out again. But I would prefer to work on the stair stepper, so I'm gonna have to get another one. I lost my other one when we moved. When we moved, everything with us. So that's that on that. So I learned something from myself, and I'm gonna write it down. Just one moment, please. LA, get stair stepper. LA, get stair stepper. Alright, that's that on that. Back into the swing of things. Pressure cooker horror stories. I'm going to start from the top of the key again. A woman suffers second and third degree burns when the lid of her pressure cooker exploded. Excuse me. Spraying scalding hot beans onto her face and chest. I would like to know the aftermath of that. Watch temp gauge, steam release valve, don't turn gas burning on extremely high, use caution. Isn't that the gospel truth? You must be a chef or a person who is experienced at cooking. Let me see. Thank you. Yeah, I want to learn how to belch on command. And the perfect that's another thing on my wacko's wish. Another woman experienced a similar explosion with her Instant Pot, resulting in severe burns to her arm, hand, and chest. So there's got to be a difference between a pressure cooker and an Instant Pot. Kendrick Newman, salmon, sardines, and green foods are also good to boost iron. Oh, really? Now I'll pick sardines because they're still inexpensive, and I like to save money. So perhaps I'll go the sardine route in addition to with the stair stepper. Thank you for that. Sardines. Now, there's a lot of foods I didn't like. When I was younger, I called it heaven foods. Fruits and vegetables. Food that you only find in heaven when you roll over and get there. I'm like, I don't want this stuff. I want some potato chips. As I grew older, I started to realize the importance of eating healthy, i.e. when I was in high school in sports. So I had to actually will myself to start liking the healthy foods because I started learning about the benefits because I was in sports, you know. And our science teacher, was teaching us about nutrition and stuff, and it struck a nerve with me. So it was a heaven sent. I had my health food awakening in high school. And so, since I didn't like what I didn't have in food, lettuce, tomatoes, brown rice, bananas, oatmeal, oh my gosh, just give me a McDonald's. It was baby steps, but the benefits outweighed the taste. So that's how I got into eating more healthy food. Because if I hadn't, I probably have 3 chins. And that ain't it for me. I'm writing down buy sardines, okay? Just for a moment. And let me put that in here. I'm writing it down. Thank you so much, Kendrick Newman Morel, for that information. I wrote that down so I can fight to live another day. A Reddit user recounted their A Reddit user recounted their Instant Pot exploding unexpectedly, sending hot broth everywhere, including the ceiling. Like my aunt, when she had her she was cooking chitlins in the pressure cooker. Like that story I said when I opened up the live at the top of the hour. The chitlins exploded everywhere and it stained up her yellow walls and the ceiling. And it was like stained. But the impact from the food, she couldn't get the stains of the food out. So from an artistic perspective, it looked like those patterns of the food came with the paint, but it did not. That was crazy. So for AI Overview to share this as a horror story, it's like a Reddit user recounted their Instant Pot exploding unexpectedly, sending hot broth everywhere, including the ceiling. Now I didn't say it stained it, but it's broth, so it's so light we probably wouldn't see it. And if her kitchen walls are painted a darker shade, all she had to do was just wipe it to prevent, for the sake of cleanliness. That's crazy. Another story says a young boy and his grandmother were severely burned when their pressure cooker exploded in Oklahoma. Yikes. Kendrick Newman Morrow said, LA, isn't it something that the foods that taste good are not that good for us and the foods that don't taste good are good for us? Exactly. Which is why I have to be like this food that's good for me, because I don't want to die, I want to live. I had to train myself to like the food. And now I really like it, especially if it's on Manager Special. Side note, we went to Kroger's and we got down the Manager Special section, and they had some fizzy apple juice in the can, and it was like 12 of them in there, and I think we paid like $1.32. I never had it before, but I like apple juice. And my husband was like, do you like this? I was like, for this price, I'm gonna learn to like it, and I put it in the cart. He started laughing. No way in Hades or Hello Burger was I gonna pass up $1 something worth of 12 cans of drinks. And it was good. So apple juice soda is amazing. At least the kind from Kroger's. Oh, y'all, a cafeteria worker was, oh man, y'all check this out. A cafeteria worker was airlifted to the hospital after a pressure cooker exploded, spewing hot rice throughout the cafeteria. I could say it's nice to know that in some cafeterias they're actually instead of just take this can open, dump it in that pan and shove it in the oven. But it's sad that that happened. This had to have been really bad. A cafeteria worker was airlifted to the hospital after a pressure cooker exploded, spewing hot water. So they still cook food in the cafeteria, I guess. It's not pre-packaged frozen food that they shove in the oven till it thaw. That's nice to know. Malfunctioning safety features. Malfunctioning safety features. At least we can die happy. Is that all life amounts to? Nah, it's gotta be more to that. And it is more to that. But it adds to living, being happy. I know that's right. I want all the happiness I can muster up. Let's muster up our happiness and show life. What say you? Malfunctioning safety features. Many pressure cookers have been recalled. Y'all, is that true? According to AI, many pressure cookers have been recalled due to defective lids, faulty gaskets, or malfunctioning pressure release valves that can cause explosions. What in the Steven universe? No. So it's like, not only are you using the pressure cooker, it's like cook at your own. No, it's like purchase at your own risk. One case involved a pressure cooker where the user was able to open the lid. What? One case involved a pressure cooker where the user was still able to open the lid while it was still under pressure. A situation the safety mechanisms were supposed to prevent. Man, just like one of the members said in the chat, do not have your kids around. Definitely do not have your kids around. Do not have your pets around when you're using this, man. That's bananas, yo. That wasn't even supposed to happen. Well, I hope they're okay. Oh my goodness. Yes, this is my real hair. It sure is. Bam. Serious burn injuries. You don't say. The lady rice in the cafeteria and she got airlifted, man. Pressure cooker accidents can cause severe burns, including 2nd and 3rd degree burns, requiring skin grafts and reconstructive surgery. Is it that serious out here, y'all? Wow, let me see if I can copy and paste that in there. That's heavy. It can get that serious? Nah, man. No. Wow. I had to copy and paste that. Accidents can cause severe burns, including 2nd and 3rd degree burns, requiring skin grafts and reconstructive surgery. I'm like mind blown. Dude, I did not know that. It's like, what the? Thank you, the cotton candy hairstyle. Thank you. You love the stores. Shouting out myself and Morning Mood. Thanks for the cow emojis. Morning Mood returns Monday and Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I'm in my Ladybug Minnie Mouse outfit, reading stuff about YouTube. It's called Exploring the YouTube Bible. Y'all, we had a lot of fun yesterday when I was exploring the YouTube Bible. That was really fun. Today is Thursday where I'm just being myself, not in a costume. Hair not done. I'm just letting it all go. Some days my hair will be done, some days it won't be. But this is me. Oh, thank you guys for coming in. Stick with the microwave, y'all. And I was thinking while I was reading about how some people have to require skin grafts and reconstructive surgery. Now, if I had to choose between a pressure cooker or those, those deep fat fryers, those ones that they use to cook turkeys in, I'm definitely going with the turkey fryer because it seems like it could be more of a controlled environment. Side note, deep frying the turkey, I would definitely put that mug at the edge of my driveway. I will have a fire extinguisher out there in addition to my water hose constantly running. Yo, LA is a grease fire. I know, but for my peace of mind, I'll have that running somewhere in the background. I will have to have flour around or some blankets to fan it out. But still, if I'm frying the turkey outside in the deep fryer, I still feel I have more control over the situation. And it's really away from my house, and I will make sure that it's not by any bushes. What about the grass? LA, bushes and trees, and it's in the center of my driveway at the edge. How much more safe can you be? I wouldn't even want to put that mug out on my back patio because that's still too close to home. I've seen a few stories every Thanksgiving because I do like to look up, rehash old stories and news stories of people using the turkey deep fryer outside on their back patio, and something goes awry and the fire catches up on the, for lack of a better word, the rafters or how the house hangover, and it's a wrap if they're not quick enough. But put that mug in a parking lot, just tailgate, let's all get together. The schools are closed down for the holidays. Let's go to the school parking lot. Let's rig up our turkey fryers and let's cook out there, because all you have is space and opportunity. It's nothing but pavement out there. No trees, not a bush in sight, not grass, nothing. Now that will be dope. Don't overfill turkey cooker with too much oil. That's for sure. Be a line in there where it says don't overfill. It's gotta be a line in there where it says that. But how can you judge it? I think the best way to do it is to put the unthawed turkey into the deep fryer, then pour the oil in perhaps. One time on the news, there was a turkey grease fire because the lady assumed that it was one of the younger generations cooking. They didn't unthaw the turkey. And you know how that goes. It's gonna be fireworks. Shout out not High School Musical, but Schoolhouse Rock. So yeah, the people dipped the frozen turkey, dipped the unthawed turkey down into the turkey fryer, and it went Busta Rhymes on it. It was like fire, yeah, 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 yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Cue the sirens. I gotta put some fire emojis in the chat for that. Oh, funny. Shouts out to Busta Rhymes and all the people survive deep fat holiday seasons. Serious burn injuries. Pressure cooker accidents can cause severe burns, including, we already second-hand and third-degree burns, requiring skin grafts and reconstructive surgery. According to www.pressurecookerlawsuit.org. This is a thing. If anybody is coming to a combat situation with their pressure cooker or know somebody who has, I kid you not. Overview. There is a www.pressurecookerlawsuit.org. These injuries can be disfiguring and lead to permanent scarring. So if you find yourself being in a battle with your pressure cooker, pressurecookerlawsuit.org. I guess you can go there and file a lawsuit against your said pressure cooker that caused severe injuries. Go get your money, y'all. Could be a miracle in disguise. A little one suffers severe burns over 14% of their body after a bubble exploded out of a pressure cooker. Like we said, don't around it. And another story, another little one, a 2-year-old, required a leg amputation after suffering severe burns from an overflowing pressure cooker. Do not have your kids and your animals and your pets around. That is a horror story. Shout out to AI Overview for sharing those horror stories with me. There's another pause on that one with the children, man. That's a horror story right there. My aunt burned her house trailer up. Oh no, a trailer is a house. Don't let nobody tell you any different. A house is a home where you make it. An apartment is a home. So nonetheless, I'm sorry that happened to her. Drizzy Fred said my aunt burned her house up, overfilled turkey fryer, and the overflow of cooking oil splash. Man, that's messed up. I hope to get back what she lost. That's messed up. It's not cool. It's serious out here in the culinary world when it comes to pressure cookers and deep fryers. I had a small deep fryer, looked like a little cauldron. I did like the results, but y'all, I had to be so careful when I was using it in the house. Whew. What did I do? I had to take preventative measures, and all of that preventative measures, it wasn't even worth it. I'm like fashion way, but I'm glad I was able to experience it. Yes, I was nervous, but I still felt confident enough to try it. That's just not for me though. This was before air fryers was even a thought. I think I can go back in time a little bit. Remember Drake when he first came out? Beauty, you're the best. Beauty, you're the best. Beauty, you're the best. Beauty, you're the best. The best I ever had. I think that's the time I was trying the cauldron style deep fryer around that time. So it probably lasted for a year or so. It's like I'm done with this. It's too dangerous. It's just too much. You have to be overly aware about. And I'm like, I'm at home. I'm not supposed to be on guard like this in my kitchen this tough. It's like I'm getting ready to go to war, because our son was super tiny at that time, and at that time I had a couple of pets. I'm like, this is too much. I'm done with this. That's right, be wise and be safe. So for me, having that in the house, it worked, but I'll just stick to my cast iron skillet, frying it in there where I have a little more control and I feel more safe when doing that, or cooking the food in the oven. Word. Other injuries. Wow, guys. Flying debris from exploding pressure cooker can cause lacerations? How? I'm still here, but it's just like, wow. Other injuries. Flying debris from exploding pressure cooker can cause lacerations, eye injuries, including blindness, and even traumatic brain injuries. That's intense. Faulty wiring can lead to electrocution burns. Do you mind? Property damage. See, exploding pressure cookers can cause significant property damage, scattering food and hot liquid across the kitchen. I did witness that. The aftermath of the food being scattered, and it wasn't a pretty sight. It was a funny sight, but it was a pretty because of the damage. Just think, I don't even know if my aunt got hurt when that happened, because I wasn't in the kitchen as my aunts continued to talk amongst themselves. But all I saw was the damage that the pressure cooker did when the food exploded all over the place. So I don't know if my aunt got hurt or not from that. My aunt, she cooked food well. I enjoy my aunt's cooking. Shouts out to Aunt Christine and the Hazy. She cooked, to me, wonderful food. In one instance, the force of an explosion destroyed part of a building and shattered a window. Not part of a building. They didn't say part of a house. They said part of a building. Psychological trauma. Survivors of pressure cooker explosions can experience post-traumatic stress disorder known as PTSD and can be discouraged from cooking in the future. Rightfully so, and I understand, because I definitely learned my lesson after seeing what the heck happened at my auntie's kitchen. I won't be cooking that. Dineva. Not me, girl. Jason, thanks for coming in. Goodbye, y'all. You're a wonderfully energetic, beautiful woman. Keep that hair up like that. If it was good enough for Einstein and Doug King, it's certainly good enough for you. Bye. Thank you so much for that, y'all. Thank you for coming in. I'm glad you were able to come in and have a good time and take your mind off of all the crazy stuff in the world today. Shouts out to all of you guys, and peace and love to all of you guys who are leaving, and good night to some of you guys who are from Brazil, coming in from Africa, from the other side of the world. Y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming in, and good morning to all of you who are just coming in and who have been here. It is currently 6:47 a.m. here, 6:47 a.m. here in Georgia, and it is August 14, 2025. Fear with caution. Yes, do not let you in a chokehold where it stops you from living your life. Sometimes it's like you said, fear with caution. Proceed with caution, but if it's anything that is a positive thing, please, 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 please don't let fear get in your way and you miss out on wonderful opportunities. Don't let that happen, because you may find yourself living in regret, and that's its own personal hell right there. If you guys don't think hell is real, just look at the people who live in the psychological thought of regret. That is hell. I wouldn't want to be stuck there. Welcome in from Arkansas. Thank you for coming in. That overview is offering a deep dive in reference to me asking, can you please share with me pressure cooking horror stories? And AI overviews like beep beep boop boop bop bop. Yeah. And so now we're on to the deep dive overview. Thank you for coming in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Let me put a couple of happy emojis in here just to brighten up the room, just a smidge it. Coffee, but I would like some. As a reward, I will give myself some coffee after this live stream is over. And put this in here for the one time, spreading some positive energy and vibes into the chat. Pressure cooker horror stories often involve explosions or uncontrolled releases of hot contents. Can be quite impactful due to the danger involved. Recounted experience highlight potential hazards. Exploding lids and content. Why am I getting all nervous all over again? Let me scooch my keyboard over so I can move in a little closer to read my screen. Lift this up out of the way. Now I can see it more. Exploding lids and content. A user reported their crock-pot pressure cooker lid violently exploded off, bouncing off the ceiling and hitting them in the face, while also spewing scalding hot beans around the kitchen. It's the beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you. So if you know that little melody in reference to beans, why would you put beans into a pressure cooker? That's like doubling up your reported their crock-pot pressure cooker lid violently exploded bouncing off the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling when you're bouncing off the ceiling. Whoo! Oh, what a feeling when you're bouncing off the ceiling. Y'all still out there? Sing with me. Sit down, please. You're scaring them away. I roll. Coming in, like and share, commenting, and subscribing. I'm having a good time being myself right here. Today we are talking about cooker horror stories. One woman suffering second-degree burns on her hands, arms, and chest after being able to turn the lid of her pressure cooker despite the safety mechanism, causing it to explode like a volcano. I wonder, well, I know she had to go to the hospital because she experienced second-degree burns on her hand. What was she doing that for? One woman recounted suffering second-degree burns on her hands and arms and chest after being able to turn the. What was she doing touching it? Perhaps she saw that maybe it wasn't on good enough or well enough, and that's still, and they're all over the gosh darn place. AI Overview continues saying, there's also a story of a woman who was nearly blinded. Oh man, when an exploding pressure cooker sent its metal whistle into her skull. There was the story of a woman who was nearly blinded when an exploding pressure cooker sent its metal whistle into her skull. No way. Burn injuries to the little ones. Thing about the little ones, because we all know they're not even supposed to be around there. That's a horror story within itself, so I'm going to skip over that. I tipped it over and it got on my book. Man. No. I knocked my tea over. I forgot to close it and it spilled over on my book. So I'm going to skip over the pressure cooker part with the children because they shouldn't even be around that, man. See, that's another thing you have to consider. I wouldn't even want to bring something in there like that. Damage to property and psychological impact. So I am reading, can you please share with me pressure cooking stories? And this is what AI Overview has provided. And now I'm on to the damage to property and psychological impact portion of it all. Stories abound the pressure cooker explosions, leaving kitchens splattered with food, lids welding to ceilings, oh my goodness, and damage to appliances and surfaces. So you mean to tell me the water in the pressure cooker can get so hot it can melt countertops? The psychological impact of these incidents can be significant, with individuals experiencing fear and apprehension about using pressure cookers again. Well, you don't say, right? These are just a few examples, but they illustrate the potential seriousness of pressure cooker malfunctions. It's important to remember that these situations can be caused by various factors, including defective parts, which we read about together. User errors like overfilling and problems with safety mechanisms. So I'm going to assume with the pressure cooker, there's a line in there that says do not fill past here. Yeah, like Dizzy Fred said, too much water. There's got to be a line in there that says max fill. And I can't say some of the cooking appliances that I have, if your vision isn't all that good, the max fill line blends in with the black on the inside of the cooking apparatus and you cannot see it. It seems like the cook people should do a better job distinguishing that. But once again, if you don't have that, you got to use your just like I was saying, when you're cooking the steak in a pressure cooker, if you want to, you got to use your spider senses to gauge when you think it's been in there for enough time before you take it out. Important note, modern pressure cookers generally have many safety features to prevent these kinds of incidents. However, it's crucial to always follow the instructions for your specific model and be aware of potential issues. Regularly cleaning and inspecting your pressure cooker, including the gasket and safety valves, can also help ensure its safe operation. It's a hard pass for me on the pressure cookers, but in the figment of my imagination, since I'm taking it there, if I were to try a pressure cooker, it would definitely be used outside, and I would try a steak only to tenderize it, and that's it. So I tell you, and once again, AI responses may include mistakes. I repeat, AI responses may include mistakes. We are approaching the second hour of LA TV on the Thursday, where it's a freestyle Thursday, where I just come on and talk about random topics that I want to talk about, and I'm not in any of my costumes, and I'm just up here being myself, hair done or not. I'm here. Tomorrow, Hercules the Shark will be on in the morning. For those of you who became a fan of LA TV by way of Hercules, your boy Hercules will be on tomorrow. And let me type that in there. Tomorrow is Friday. Hercules will be on for Fish Fry Fridays. Let me find my shark emoji and put in there. Monday and Tuesdays is Morning Mood, where I'm in my cow suit reading articles and said topics. We talked about Jollibee restaurant food chain, and that was fun. Shout out to Tarsus for providing the topic for the week for Monday Mood Morning Madness. Let's power move. I want all of you guys. I'm not leaving yet. I just want to type something in here. I want all you guys to have a good day. Hercules, Hercule, the shark, will be on tomorrow. Yay! Hercules the shark will be on tomorrow morning. Oh, I spelled tomorrow wrong. Oh well. Can I fix that? And I will be back on Monday. I take off Saturdays and Sundays now. I finally have a YouTube schedule. Actually has some. Down here it says, in additional question prompts for horror stories for pressure cooking, it has, what food causes pressure cooker explosions? That's a good question. Are some pressure cooker brands more prone to incidents? That's also another good question. Any organizations advocating for pressure cooker safety? Yet again, another good question that I like. I like that AI overview helps expand our thinking and our minds and thought processes outside of what we may already be thinking. I am happily married. Thank you for asking. We have, can I cook a steak? Y'all, we talked about, can I cook a steak in the pressure cooker? The answer is a yes. But proceed with. Let me look through my tabs to see if I went over everything. One time for you who are basically here at the second hour of this, a pressure cooker is a sealed cooking pot that uses steam pressure to cook food faster. By trapping steam inside, the pressure cooker creates a high pressure environment where water boils at a higher temperature than normal. Cook more quickly and efficiently. Y'all, I had no idea a pressure cooker used steam. I thought it just used the pressure from the power of water. Did not know that steam. Did y'all know that? I didn't. I just found that out today. Go back to the pressure cooker horror stories section really quickly. And once again, shouts out to AI Mo for telling me those things. What can cause pressure cooker explosions? Let's go to it. I want to know this. Just a second as I refuel. While no food directly causes a pressure cooker to explode, certain foods and preparation methods can contribute to malfunctions. Malfunctions that lead to dangerous pressure buildup and potential incidents. Here's how specific food properties and cooking practices can increase the risk. I need to see. Foods that froth, foam, or expand. So I was wondering, can you cook pasta in the pressure cooker? Well, I'm about to find out the safe way. Foods like pastas, old split peas, lentils, rice, applesauce. The sauce is already sauce. Why would you put applesauce in the pressure cooker? Shouts out to it's a sachet. I don't remember what it's called, but the broccoli been done. Okay, broccoli been done. I'm gonna have to look it up. Chasing Atlanta from the Chasing reality series. The broccoli's been done, y'all. The applesauce has been done. Foods that froth or specific food properties and cooking practices that can increase the risk of pressure cooker explosions. Foods like pasta, oats, split peas, lentils, rice, applesauce, and some fruits are prone to foaming and frothing when cooked under pressure. Under pressure. Da, 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 da. Dun 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 dun. Under pressure. That's a pretty song. This froth can clog the pressure release valve or vent pipe, preventing the safe escape from excess steam. When the pressure can't be released, it builds up inside the cooker to dangerous levels, potentially leading to an explosion. Did y'all know that? Good mercy. It says thick viscous recipes. Thick stews, soups, or sauces don't easily allow steam to rise and escape. Even with the pressure release. Maybe that's why my aunt's chitlins exploded. In the pressure cooker. That one fine day. During my childhood times. If the pressure is released too quickly with a thick recipe, a pocket of superheated steam can remain trapped beneath the food. When the lid is removed, this trapped steam can erupt violently, potentially causing burns. Tell me something, it just did. Behold, the non-miracles of a pressure cooker. Someone early in the chat was like, y'all can keep all that. I'll just use a microwave. Well, I declare, my grandparents were brave if they used a pressure cooker. Fatty or oily ingredients. What? Dizzy Fred said that's why there's a steam release valve. I'm not sure if you are here or not, but there's a horror story where a lady almost went blind because the temp gauge separated from the pressure cooker top and hit her and planted into her skull. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's crazy. We just read that in the the horror things that happen, and I'm like, I cannot. I am through with that. I'm not messing with a pressure cooker. So once again, thick stews, super sauces don't easily allow steam to rise and escape, even with the pressure release. If the pressure is released too quickly with a thick recipe, a pocket of superheated steam can remain trapped beneath the food. That's intense. When the lid is removed, this trapped steam can erupt violently, potentially causing burns. One lady in the deep dive overview of horror stories had, man, it's dangerous out there in the kitchen. Large amounts of fat or oil in the recipe can turn into hot oil under high pressure. That makes sense. So, if someone puts fat back and all the things to make their own stock, you can run the risk of having a pressure cooker explosion. Since oil is lighter than water, it can form a film on the surface, trapping heat and preventing proper evaporation, according to hip pressure cooking. Did y'all know that? And defective cooker parts. Exactly. Disrupting this film, even slightly, can cause the stored heat to release suddenly, creating a situation similar to exploding heated water in the microwave. So you mean to tell me, but in the microwave though, if something explodes in the microwave, it just makes a mess in the microwave itself. It's contained. So I had to read this again to make sure I'm comprehending this. Disrupting this film, even slightly, can cause the stored heat to release suddenly, creating a situation similar to exploding superheated water in a microwave. So you mean if I just put a cup of water in the microwave and leave it in there for a certain amount of time, it's going to explode? Or do you think it's just going to boil over? I ask this because I was introduced that cleaning a microwave, one of the ways to clean the microwave, if you let your microwave get this bad, heaven forbid, you put a cup of water in there, like a Cool Whip bowl or some type of plastic Tupperware bowl from Dollar Tree. You put it in there, fill it with water, and let it build up its own steam in the microwave. And when it dings, it's easier to wipe down the buildup in the microwave. But according to AI Overview, it's saying a situation similar to exploding superheated water in the microwave. So when does that happen? I'm going to put that in the next tab because I want to know personally for myself. How can I ask this? Can water explode in the microwave? So while that answer loads up where I was, my questioning of, can you please share with me pressure cooker horror stories? And after that, I was led to what foods cause pressure cooker explosions. We are on fatty or oily ingredients. Next is overfilling the pressure cooker. Just like Dizzy Fred said, if you overfill it, things like that can happen, and it's going to give us a reason why. Exceeding the maximum fill line, particularly with foods that expand like rice and beans, reduce the space needed for steam building up and proper pressure regulations. Now that do make sense. You do have to consider the food expanding. Wow. Hopefully the pressure cookers come with some type of cookbook or guidelines in reference to making basic foods like that. Like, caution, welcome to the wonderful world and miracles of pressure cooker. Here's a cookbook tutorial to get you on your way. Please be advised, when making beans, put less water in, and this is the amount of water that you need to put in because you have to factor in the expansion of the beans. Do you think it'll actually do that? Nowadays, when I order things that used to come with instruction manuals, in the past, the same things I get now, I don't see instruction manuals for. It's like either you learn it or you don't, or they'll be like, just go to this website and figure it out. I tell you, this is ridiculous, isn't it? So this can lead to food being forced into and potentially blocking the pressure release. Improper use of thickening agents. Oh, I'm curious about this. Adding flour, starch, or other thickening agents before pressure cooking, thicker, more viscous mixture that increases the risk of vent blocking and unsafe pressure release. It's generally recommended to simmer in thickening agents after the pressure cooking cycle is complete. That makes sense. Don't do it before, do that after, right? So, how to minimize the risk? Always read and adhere to the manufacturer's instructions. Like we were saying, do they put manuals and stuff? Just be like, go to our website to get your printout of our instruction manual. I'm like, I don't have time for this. Just give me the instruction manual right now. I'm listening to music. I'm comfortable. I don't want to have to use my cell phone to figure out how to put this together. Come with the instruction manual. And don't tell me you're saving trees. As much as this world is going to pot, I highly doubt, I highly don't think saving trees is on your itinerary of lists of importance. How to minimize the risk. Always read and adhere to the manual's manufacturing instructions for your specific pressure cooker model. That is important, because not all pressure cookers cook the same. Yikes. Whew. Do not overfill your pressure cooker. Once again, always read and adhere to the manufacturer's instructions for your specific pressure cooker model. I'm going to copy in there because that's very informative. That's very important. So I'm going to put that in there. With frothing or foaming ingredients and use a narrow pressure cooker and use a narrow pressure release method with these foods. Avoid using large amounts of oil or fat in your recipes. Consider gently shaking or tapping the cooker before removing the lid after fatty meats or thick recipes. If you were to do that, I'm thinking probably use a wooden spoon to tap it. Well, I don't want to deal with that. That's a lot. That sounds like some mad science stuff, guys. Do you think cooking with a pressure cooker is like some on the line of scientific cooking? I know cooking is an art, but with a pressure cooker, there's some scientific stuff in there that's involved. I think the pressure cooker was invented by the man who made Frankenstein. And he was like, I'm going to put this on the market so I can keep having more money to build more Frankenstein. That's my story. Never force the lid open if there is any resistance. Lastly, clean the pressure cooker thoroughly after each use, paying close attention to the vent pipe and valves to prevent food pressure residue buildup. Once again, to prevent food pressure buildup and residue. Here for the Twitch people, live on Twitch. There's nobody in the chat that this puppy is still up and running, right? So let me put that in there and push chat and minimize this. Everything is looking good on that end. My streamer bar is doing well. They might think this is a rerun. Let me put, this is not a rerun, so they'll know over there. I forgot to put that. Not a run. Let me put that in there. Let me let them know it's not a rerun. All pressure cookers. Hold on, let me let them know. in the figment of my imagination, I have a room full of people in my Twitch. Today I'm talking about pressure cookers. There. Now, for those who don't know, alright, so that is that AI responses may include mistakes. Please be advised, AI responses may include mistakes, but it's a great tool and a guideline to go by, right? That's what I feel too about the pressure cookers. Diesel Fred, especially, you know, my mind went on the old school pressure cookers when I read the line and shared it with you guys. It says always read and adhere to the manufacturer's instructions for your specific pressure cooker model. When I was introduced to the world of pressure cookers in the very late 80s, very early 90s, it was like only one or two to choose from, and that was one, a Betty Crocker one probably, and or you had to go to Gordon's Food Store, like a store that was specifically designed for catering and restaurants and stuff, to go get your pressure cooker. One way or the other. That was the only way I knew you could get a pressure cooker growing up in my time. So needing instruction manuals, it wasn't mandatory, because it was either you had one or the other. And your neighbors may have had one or had some experience, and at that time a lot of people relied on their spider senses and core common sense to get things through. But nowadays there's so many versions of a pressure cooker out there. It would be advised to make sure, if you are buying a pressure cooker resale secondhand and you don't know a thing about a pressure cooker, please make sure you get the exact model number when you're following the instructions so you don't get hurt. If you're confident to go with buying a pressure cooker at a secondhand store, go for it. But I will recommend definitely buying one new, because the device is dangerous. You gotta respect the pressure cooker. You got to respect the pressure cooker. I feel the same way even with cars. I like the cars from my parents' time, and I like the feel of the model of the cars around my time when I was in high school. But even when I was in high school, I still like the cars from my parents' time, and I still feel that way today. I don't really care for the cars. So that's one thing in reference to cars where my thoughts and feelings have not changed. In reference to cars, yeah, I like my parents' cars. They're cool. Yeah to that. Yeah, what's going on, Aaron Queen? We've got Tarsus, Rick Newman, Merle is in here. I'm an old school type of guy with an old soul. Word to that. Thank you guys. And so, yeah, I tell you guys, an old soul, I was told that too. And it was weird, because if I was such an old soul and wise beyond my years, how come the adults were around saying that I don't know what I'm doing? It was kind of contradictory. I'm like, if I'm such an old soul, why are you saying you don't think I can do something then? Make it make sense. But that's neither here nor there. But shouts out to the old souls in the Heezy. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I caught that earlier when we were talking with the ex-Blackley. That's funny. I know that's right. I'm 43 years young. Shouts out to you, Kendrick. What's going on? Respect to that. Word, man, I tell you. I can say this. I was born in the 80s, but I don't want to go back to the 80s. I've always been the person who liked the present day. I like the things the most from the 80s, as far as the hair and the fashion, so I will bring that into now. But wanting to go back and be in the 80s, a large order age now, wanting to go back to be a kid again, never. Even if my childhood was perfect, H no, I like being an adult, and I like living in present times. That's what living life is all about. So enough on that. By me looking up what foods cause pressure cooker explosions, AI overview then prompted me to 3 more topics. I'm going to read them out loud, see if any of them catch my attention like the last one I read. It says, elaborate on how to safely cook foamy foods in a pressure cooker. Hashtag don't. Right? Shouts out, what's going on with you too, Nord? Thank you for coming in. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. What cooker user errors? We all can collectively agree. I've been seeing splashed throughout this whole live stream, which has gone on for over 2 hours now. Don't overfill the pressure cooker. Do not overfill the pressure cooker. And the last question here provided by AI Overview says, what are the recommended fill levels for different food types? Well, there's your answer in the question. I'll rest my case. I love the present day and who I've become. But I will go back because my family hadn't experienced trauma yet. I understand that part too. And you know, I never thought about the trauma part too much like that. I had a hellified lot of trauma. A lot of trauma. But I am who I am today. And I'm not saying that because I had to make my peace with it. No, because the trauma I had as I grew up, I saw it was reoccurring over and over in my family and even my sisters and then my mom. I made the decision to recognize it and not want that to keep happening. So I decided to do something differently to try to prevent all that happening and to avoid a lot of that stuff and call it out. So yeah, that's how I see it. All the trauma I went through, I internalized it. It really messed me up a lot. But that's what makes me LA now. It's a choice to want to call it out, figure it out, and try to stop it from reoccurring again. Crazy people don't need access to live to live stream. Somebody said something similar. I'm not listening to. It might have been Judge Shady Court. She said something like that. It was funny. You know, we gotta work too. we gotta bring money in too. We got to do something. You gotta do something. Who said that? We gotta do something. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. Please sit down. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. You dang Skippy, but I do apologize for the trauma that you went through. It's a pity and a shame that when we come into this world, a lot of stuff happened to us that is definitely unfair, and it's that moment. You know, it shapes our world forever, and it's not fair. But what can we do to make it better? It's a lot of things that aren't fair, and having childhood trauma is one of them. It's unfortunate that we have to carry the burden and do the work to sort through all those things and try to make something out of ourselves and try to get through that crap and realize why it happened and realize that a lot of this stuff was out of our control. And now that you realize that it was out of your control, what are you going to do to take control to make it better for yourself? I apologize for all y'all for having to hold bags that, but you gotta find a way to make it better. Shouts out to all my family who's going through crap like that. It's not fair, it's not cool, it's not fun. Never. In the words of Funky Dineva. Shouts out to Funky Dineva. Let me go backwards and see if there's another topic I was interested in reference to the pressure cooker of it all. The pressure cooker of it all. There's a tab. Let me scooch this down. It is Approach tender steaks. No, we read about the tender steaks. Oh, that's about the steaks. I don't want to read about that. We've already done that. Excuse me. I found it. I wanted to know about water exploding in the microwave. I'm glad I typed it in the tab because it would have slipped my mind. Let me see here. Not to change the tone of your upbeat lively stream. No, it's okay because on Thursdays and any day, you know, we can talk about whatever, wherever the wind blows on here sometimes. But today, mainly on Thursdays, usually I would have a heavier topic, but I wasn't ready to go into that yet. I want to give that more time. But yeah, not to change the tone of your upbeat lively stream. But my family has experienced too many deaths. If death makes my love, it definitely makes my love life harder. Making peace with someone who passes away is a challenging thing. Very close with my family, but a few people who have touched my heart who have passed away are my cousin Anthony, rest in peace. A couple of students I went to school with in high school, they actually passed away. I know one passed away when I was in high school actually, and the other one soon after we graduated. So having said that, with those particular three in mind, where I got my peace in was that I was kind to them when I was around them. They didn't bother me or get on my nerves. I liked them for who they were. And when I had small moments to talk with them, I really enjoyed the moment. So I can say, well, every time I was in their life, I brought positivity. And especially with my cousin Anthony, he was so cool. I wanted to spend more time with him and his family. I thought their family was awesome. But when we were growing up, my mom and dad were super overly religious. And since my dad was head of the household, he separated us from my mom's side of the family. So we really didn't have a lot of access with him. So it was hard for me to be around their family like I wanted to, because I really thought their family was awesome. So I was able to hang out with them and reach back with them, talking about Anthony, their son, and his wife at the time, or girlfriend. I tried my best to reconnect with them. It was difficult, but the times I did, I enjoyed those moments and I showed love and care. So when he passed, it did hurt, but I was glad I did all I could to reach out. Now on the other hand, I have not experienced my grandfather. I was about to say, I have not experienced anybody who I actually cared for like that in my immediate family that hit me hard and I had regrets. It was my grandfather, because I wanted to spend more time with him. I had plans to graduate high school, get a job, and spend the rest of my time hanging out with my grandfather, just being around him, because he made me happy and I made him happy. So I was going to spend time hanging out with him. That was my plan. But according to my parents, it was like, F your plan. You don't need to be going over there to that bad side of town. So it hit me different with my grandpa, because I wanted to spend more time with him, but what does that have to do with me? Is that my fault? No. So that still stings a little. But what I gleaned out of that is finding all the happy stories. So I share my happy stories with my grandpa, about my grandpa with my husband and with my son. And now I'm sharing like happy stories with you about my grandpa. So that's what keeps me holding on strong in reference to that. I know it's long-winded, but far as it is, affecting your love life and stuff, when you find someone, or just a relationship in general, you know, you can acknowledge that, because everybody experienced death. I experienced passing away of my pets. That hit me so hard. And I often find moments sometimes when I'm watching videos and I see pets that look similar to mine, I will cry. But that's life. But I bring up all the happy things with my family in reference to that. And that's what keeps me going. You want to keep going. And practice makes perfect in this regard. So if you can find a way to think of all the happy times, even if you are in regret, find the moments where you did have happy moments, because they've transitioned to a place where they're not going to even feel pain. So they would love for you to move forward the best way you can too. Glad you asked that, and I know that helps somebody. Giving the people their flowers while they can smell them, and I've been doing that before. Amen. But it's very important. And if some of you people have issues with your parents or something, and you want to try to mend the fences, you better do it now. Even if it's by way of making a video and pushing send, or writing a letter and mailing it. And I'm saying this because I wrote my mom letters, and it helped give me some answers to some questions that she was avoiding for years. But I got some resolution. We are still not close, but I mean, if she passes away, I won't feel all that bad, because I really made efforts to try to mend the fences and have her answer questions that were very important. So I can say that, write a letter or make a video and send it to them if they're tech savvy, so you won't be one of those people living in regret. That's okay about the typing errors. It's all good. Thank you so much, Big Hurt. Thank you for coming in. Crib Blue, thank you guys so much for asking those questions, and I know I can be of help. That's what I like doing. I do like helping people. I like turning my story into a way to help, which is why I'm thankful for the trauma, because now I'm using some of the things to share with you guys of what I did and how I got through it. So yeah, thank you for asking that. Hold on, I got a text message. Oh, okay, just a second, let me respond. Okay, that's a good idea. Let me put okay and put thank you. Good message, good message. I push reply. I think it's sent, but it's best to check. Alright, I gotta respond to this text message. Just a minute, I have to make sure it's sent. I will be right back. I'm not really leaving, so just hold the line for me, really, please. Let me see here. And just one more thing, I gotta go. Oh, hold on, my leg is falling asleep. Just a second. If you have any other questions you want some advice on, go ahead and type it in there. I'll be right back. I gotta go do something really quickly, but type your questions in. Hang on. Alright, I am back. Let me see if you guys asked anything before I move forward into the microwave question. Yeah, I wrote a farewell letter in the rain. That makes sense too. That stuff really helps. Boy, isn't that the truth. Like Drizzy Fred said, serenity of the soul, acceptance is key. Yeah, it's about acceptance and acknowledging. There's a lot of things I had plans for my life as well, but apparently my parents had other plans for me and intentions, so a lot of those things didn't happen. But now as I'm independent, there's a lot of things I still want to do that I wanted to do when I was younger, and I found ways to incorporate them into my life today. And that's the marvelous thing about it. Sometimes we do forget what we wanted to do because life can bombard us, but yeah, that's another way to fight back and to just show yourself some love. Thank you for coming in from Russia with love, from America with love. Thank you guys for coming in, because you sure didn't have to. I hope you're having a good day or a night over there. Guys, I appreciate the love and the questions and stuff, and I'm glad I was able to help. Trauma is a real thing, and it's nothing to be ashamed of or to feel guilty about. Please know that when you experience trauma, it knocks you off your axis for a good while. Some of us never get back on. It pushes us down a different timeline of life that we never wanted. So please know that too. That's not your fault. But please be aware today, if you weren't, trauma knocked you off your axis, and if you want to change, I'm rooting for you that you get back on the right healthy axis so your life can be straightened out, and so you can get back to being what you want to be with the time you have. Oh, cool. I was trying to say the experiences make me live and live harder. Yeah, you make perfect sense though. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I feel the same way too. I'll have a sip of water, and then I have my article or AI overview thing up here about can water explode in the microwave, and apparently it can. Now how is that possible? It's water. Excuse me. Autocorrect be on one, don't it? Autocorrect be on two. You should see me when I'm trying to type to y'all, fussing with Grammarly and autocorrect. Love and live harder. Isn't that the golden truth? Well, let me put some flowers in here to put a pop of color in here to go along with us providing positive reinforcement for one another. Flower. It's got to be more flowers in here than that. Oh, come on, computer. Let me go through here and look for some cute flowers to put in here. I tell you, y'all, computers be computering. Flowers. And not arrow. Y'all asked for flowers, and I'm seeing arrow. Blah, blah, blah. Yaggedy smaggedy. Ooh, look it. Here's something. Yay, flowers. I'm putting some flowers in here right now, guys. There's some flowers. Life is a grindstone. It will either grind you down or sharpen you up, and I'm here for the sharpening up. Life can grind you down sometimes, but sometimes you need to grind out some of the bad things in your life. It's not saying to forget them, but the pressure that it brings, you know. So yeah, I like that. Life kicks us all in the behind, you know, me included. It can get heavy, and it's getting heavier. But like you guys said, we still have to get through it and make the most out of it the best we can, you know. Like how you guys were saying to be afraid, but don't let the fear stop you. So that's true too. Can water microwave? Let's see. Yes, according to AI overview, y'all, water can explode in the microwave. How is this possible? How is this possible? Water heated in the microwave can explode, although it's more accurately described as a rapid and forceful boiling or eruption of superheated water. I didn't know that. This occurs because microwaves can heat water unevenly. Yeah, like when you put your burrito in the microwave, it'd be cold at one part and hot on the other. This occurs because microwaves can heat water evenly, potentially causing it to reach temperatures above its boiling point without visibly boiling. When disturbed, such as when you remove the container or add something to it, the superheated water can rapidly convert to steam, resulting in a violent eruption. No way! Did you guys know that? Water, yeah, it is. And it's not supposed to boil in the microwave. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing boiling in the microwave. Yeah, boiling in the microwave. And put it really quickly. In a microwave can explode, although it's more accurately described as rapid and forceful boiling or eruption of superheated water. This occurs because microwaves can heat water unevenly. Tell me something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know. Y'all, for some of you might not see what I tried to put in the chat. I guess I shouldn't talk and eat food at the same time. I'm choking. Let me get my water. Those were supposed to be pictures of ice cubes, but it didn't show up. THO were SUPPOSED2B pictures of ice cubes, but it's not up in some of the chats. CHATS chats, come on. Okay, right. Shout out Danny DeVito. So yeah, those were supposed to be pictures of ice cubes, but they're not showing up in the chats. Well, thank God I'm not one of those people. So how can I say it? You said you look like a witch god said in Isaiah that are all diviners, and the people that want to do fortune telling are going to get punished severely. Yeah, I may look like one to you, but I'm not. Probably like that's what they all say. But no, I'm not one of those people. So just to let you know, so maybe you can have a different perspective a little bit on how the things work. But moving forward, thank you for your comment. So we have discovered and realized that water heated in a microwave can explode, according to AI Overview. Here's a more explanation. Uneven heating. Uneven heating. Microwaves heat water from all directions. What the H? Now that sounds crazy, don't it? Microwaves heat water from all directions, unlike a stovetop which heats from the bottom. This can lead to hot spots within the water, just like our burritos and hot pockets, where it's significantly hotter than the surrounding liquid. So microwave heats water from all directions, unlike a stovetop which heats from the bottom. This can lead to hot spots within the water, where it's significantly hotter than the surrounding liquid. Superheating, if there aren't enough nucleation sites like tiny imperfections or particles in the water, the water can heat past its boiling point, 100 Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit, without actually boiling. Sudden boiling. When disturbed, the superheated water will instantly try to turn into steam. This rapid expansion creates a forceful eruption, potentially throwing the hot water out of the container. I didn't know that. You don't say. No, I have not. But the manufacturers did. Don't do. Light bulbs. Light bulbs in the chat. Let me put some light bulbs in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me do that really quickly. Light bulb. LIGHT. Light bulb, and put some crying, laughing emojis in there. There. That's funny. Danger. This eruption can cause severe burns, particularly to the face and hands. How is that? Oh, you know what? To the face and hands. Because when you open up the microwave, all the steam comes out. And if you touch it, caution hot. So yes, I get it. This eruption can cause severe burns, particularly to the face and hands. To prevent this from happening, use a non-metallic stir. Right. Add a wooden chopstick or similar objects to the water before heating. Wow, to provide nucleation sites and encourage normal boiling. Heat in short intervals. Avoid heating for too long at once and stir the water between heating cycles. Did you guys know this? This is new to me. The light bulb turns on the microwave. You stop that. In the words of Wendy Williams, have several seats. How you doing? Shouts out Wendy Williams. Meow, meow, meow. Hey, girl. Avoid heating for too long at once and stir the water between heating cycles. Ain't nobody got time for that. Don't overheat. Be cautious when heating water in the microwave, especially if it's in a new or very smooth container. Well, what that's got to do with something? What's that got to do with it? Hey, what's that got to do? With it? Hey, what's that got to do with it? Thank you. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, and sit down. Be careful when removing. You don't say. When removing the container from the microwave. Dun, 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 dun. When removing the container from the microwave. Be cautious and avoid sudden movements or jarring. This is Elay TV reporting live from space. Help me, please. I'm falling away. This Mythbusters video demonstrates how superheated water behaves in the microwave. In the world, dive more deep sessions of water exploding in the microwave. Y'all wanna find out together? Gloves are must. Shouts out to others. This have been an important part of my life. They got me through a lot of hard times when I had to open up the oven and I forgot to move from the heat, and we all participated in the Beyonce gargoyle face when the heat hit. Thank you guys for coming in. Good morning to you all. Simon V, tag Lordman, Simon V, and tag Lordman. Shouts out to LA. Every time I'm on live, LA is always on live. I think Houston, we have a problem. Every time LA live streams, LA is always there in the chat first, and it be scaring me. Simon V, no cow outfit this time. The cow outfit will be back on Mondays and Tuesdays. Monday, Morning Madness, let's power move. And on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, I'm in my ladybug outfit talking about some exploring the YouTube Bible. And today is Thursday, I'm myself. And then Friday, which is tomorrow, your boy, the one and only Hercules the Shark will be on tomorrow. Tomorrow, Hercules the Shark will be on all together now. Hercules, 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 Hercules. Hercules will be on in the chat, chopping it up with you guys. I'm happy about that. So we have here, water can explode in the microwave. According to AI overview, there is a so I want to read, how much more detail can we read about water exploding in a microwave? Got to find out the good way. Let me find my cute little heart. Put a little more color into the chat. Bam, let's put some hearts in the chat. Yes, water can explode in the microwave. According to AI Deep Dive, yes, under specific circumstances. Under specific circumstances. Water heated in the microwave can indeed explode or erupt violently. This phenomenon, known as superheating, occurs when water reaches a temperature above its boiling point, typically 100 Celsius or 212 Fahrenheit, but doesn't actually boil. Here's a breakdown of why this happens and how to prevent it. Why it happens. Now we know why it happens, but they tell us a little bit more. Microwave heating mechanisms. Microwave heats water by exciting water molecules, causing them to vibrate and generate friction, which in turn produce heat. Sound like some atom type stuff going on, like atoms from the Super Friends. Wasn't there some twins on there and they use atoms or something to vibrate? That's what that reminds me of. Lack of nucleation sites. Unlike stove-top boiling, which often benefits from imperfections and impurities in the pot, in the act that hold on, y'all, I gotta start that over. Let me see. Next time on Ayala Van Zant, Fix My Life, we're starting over. Lack of nucleation sites. Unlike stove-top boiling, which often benefits from imperfections and impurities in the pot that acts as nucleation sites, points where bubbles can form. Clean, smooth containers used in microwaves might lack these sites. Oh, like I think what it's saying is when you're boiling water on the pot, you know how you always see the bubbles of water coming through the bottom? So I'm assuming that is the imperfection of the pot and the nucleation of it all. But when we put a plastic container in the microwave to boil water, it don't have any holes or openings to have, I guess, airflow to go through to cause the bubbles to form. So that's where we have a problem with the microwave. Who would have thought that boiling water in the microwave would lead to such scientific information and all this new type of situation? Super heated water without nucleation. How do you say it's too early to be learning new words? Without nucleation sites, water can become superheated, exceeding its normal boiling point without visible signs of boiling. Yeah, I haven't seen water boil in the microwave like bubble. My closest thing to that, I think that's been in there too long. We need to check it out. That's about all I have on that. You know what I'm saying? Sudden eruptions when the superheated water is distributed. Example, by moving the container, adding an ingredient like instant coffee, ouch, or even tapping. The sudden agitation can provide the necessary nuclearization sites, leading to a rapid explosive boiling and release of steam. This can cause serious burns. Then they go into the prevention of it all. I'm not going to go into that, but I did want to read at that point, not preventing super happen. I wanted to expound by way of AI deep dive. Hold on, y'all. I gotta go get the door. Just a minute. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I wanted to just do read the deeper dive provided by AI overview in reference to can water explode in the microwave. We gathered here today to talk about pressure cookers and pressure cooker horror stories. I had a great time talking about this. We are about to hit the third hour of hanging out and chilling with people, barbecuing water. Yes, let's barbecue some water. Mama, I learned how to cook. You taught me well. Deep fried water, barbecue water. Thank you very much, guys, for your comments and for coming in. Let me see. So we talked about the pressure cooker, and I segued in the sidebar and started talking about can we pressure cooker a steak, and the answer is yes, but please proceed with caution. We talked about the textures of steaks versus barbecue, pan frying or searing a steak versus cooking the steak in the pressure cooker. We talked about my run-in with the vampires at Walmart. We talked about boiling water in the microwave. We talked about a lot today on this fine Thursday, and I had a good time. Thank you guys for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And once again, I really want to thank you guys for your support. I've hit my personal YouTube goal of wanting 5,000 subscribers. I have gone beyond the 5,000 subscribers, and I'm really happy about that. I just wasn't expecting it. Very happy. I've reached my personal goal, and in addition to that, I want to thank you guys for liking the video, because you surely don't have to. This is the most likes I've been getting on my live streams. This year, 2025 must be my year. 2025 must be my year, guys, and a lot of activity in the chat. We're hanging out, fellowship, and learning things, vibing out, man. Thank you guys for being brave and asking life questions, because you most certainly don't have to. And even though you are hiding in an avatar, protecting your identity, still to ask personal questions to see if I can give some type of advice is still a brave thing, and it's a step in the right direction to continue to strengthen yourself. And we even talked about trauma, which is why I'm talking about thanking you guys for being brave to ask those questions. I know I helped you guys, and we all suffered through trauma, and it's not fair, and I do apologize. We didn't ask for that stuff to happen. Though some crazy people say you asked for it. No, that's not how life works. That's not how it's supposed to be designed. Don't tell me something like your future, you asked for that. No, we didn't want that. Once again, I'm sorry that you guys are holding the weight of the world on your shoulders, a weight that you did not want. Some of the things that you might be carrying around may not be yours to carry. You may feel guilty for realizing that and letting it go, but no, it'll save you and a lot of people around you too. A lot of you don't want to be leaders. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to be a leader. To me, that's not my stilo to be a leader, but no, as long as you're alive, someone is looking at you and looking up to you. Or there might be some cool things about you that you don't see in yourself. It's why people are watching you. So please know, even though you didn't sign up to be a leader, someone's watching you. I gotta get the door again, just a minute. Thank you guys for sticking around and waiting. But yeah, what's going on, Melba Toast? You seem very familiar. Long time no see. Welcome in. Nice pictures. Very pretty picture. It's already 2025. Yeah, we're about to prepare for 2026. And I'm very proud of you guys for making it through such a world changing of events. You guys are brave, more braver than you think, more braver than you know. And I'm so thankful I was able to today. Yeah, it is. Life is like a sunrise and a sunset every single day. We can sunrise in this moment with having a fresh idea. And what will be sunsetting is the old point of view on something. So it's constant. So I like that. Sunrise into a bright idea. Sunrise into a different perspective, a way we see ourselves, the way we see life, the way we perceive things. Once again, like being a leader. You may not want to be a leader, that's okay. But just know, as long as you're alive, no matter if you feel down about yourself, someone from the outside in sees how cool you are. They see something in you that you may not see in yourself or may have forgotten about. But we may see it and be like, man, this person is really me. So just please know that you're down and out and may have forgotten just how great you are because of life. Know that you have not failed yourself and you are not a disappointment. I'm saying that because I went through all that stuff. And sometimes I do have lapses. As happy as I am, I have lapses where life hit me and I go down the rabbit hole of that type of thought process. But because of practicing how to get through it, I don't stay in it that long. That's the thing. I have lapses where things happen to me in life that I just shake my head. It's like, why did this happen to me? I'm the nicest person on the planet. How could this happen to me? You guys really screwed up my life. Don't you know that? Oh, you know that? You know that you did this on purpose? That's why you did it? But what I'm saying is, I don't stay in that hole forever. So that's the art of it. Learning how to get out of that thought process so it won't become a vortex. Shout out to Trina Henderson with the vortex and stuff, but that's the practice of it all. You fall into the pit of dark thoughts or the sunken place. Your goal is to strength train that so you can get out of it faster. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Once thank you for providing that key source of information. Life is like a sunrise and a sunset. You get your sunrises every day through a new positive perspective or a revelation or a new thought process. And in that same moment, what sunsets is the old way of seeing things, the old way of viewing yourself. So continue to have great sunrises and sunsets in a good way as far as how you view yourself and how you see life. Continue to move forward. No matter what scale of life we are on, rich, poor, homeless, we're all stuck in this planet together until further notice. So we gotta figure out how we can make this world a better place. one of my things in closing is what I like to say in the morning move is that the science people are making modically, what is it, GMO foods. Can y'all do us a solid and bring back the unicorn? And can y'all please bring us the strawberry cow, since y'all in the science lab making fake food? Bring the unicorn back. You know, give this planet a present. Cause y'all screwing it up for us. But give us something. If y'all don't want to give us the stimulus check, give us unicorns and some strawberry cows. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Y'all, I just really want to express my thanks. And y'all coming on here a lot. Y'all, it means so much. I really appreciate y'all coming over here. It's been a long time coming. I think I've been on here over 12 years. I've been on YouTube since 2012. That's not a flex in a way. It's just saying it is what it is. My goal is to help people, help myself be creative. I use YouTube as a way to put life, to also to keep reminding myself to be myself. No matter what age I am, I use YouTube as a tool to sharpen myself up, to be silly. To not forget who I am, not to forget where I came from, because that's our fight here. Our fight is to continue to be ourselves. I love you all. Have a great day. I will be back on Monday. Hercules the shark will be here tomorrow morning. Shark will be here tomorrow morning. Thank you, and see you tomorrow morning. I love you all, man. Let's work harder to be ourselves. Bye. What's going on, my Twitch people? I'm quite sure I was able to help you guys in some type of way. I believe I help people over in the YouTube sector. That's what I love doing. I love helping people. I love expressing myself. I like how YouTube keeps me alive because it allows me an outlet to create. I wanted to go to art school, but I couldn't. I had a scholarship to go to art school, but I couldn't. My parents were super over religious, operated out of a place of fear, so I could not go. But thanks to YouTube, I'm still able to creatively express myself, so I can't say that. That might be something else I may want to talk about later on down the road. Thank you, Twitch people, for coming in. Let me go back to open OBS. Y'all, I'm still working on OBS system. I like it a lot, but I've been having some struggles with it for more than 4 years, trying to relearn this stuff. I think what it is I might have to no, you know what, did I have that problem on my laptop? I'm trying to refrain from going back to StreamYard because I'm doing a good job budgeting. I don't want to have to, I'm reducing costs is what it is. So I haven't been on StreamYard in a while. And when I was on StreamYard, it was because I felt comfortable having to put that money for that. I'm having some issues still with OBS where when I talk sometimes or when I move, the sound cuts in and out and it pops like this. If I can get that to stop, it will be beneficial. And my screen share don't screen share like it used to. I had another computer that my husband bought for me for Christmas, and the same day my YouTube short went viral, my computer crashed. And then when we rebooted the computer, my OBS stopped working properly, far as the screen sharing, and I started having all these audio situations. I have a new computer and I'm still having the same problems. I've been trying to figure out what I can do to prevent it, but I was introduced to a website called Prism. I'm still trying to learn that. It's a lot going on, y'all, and I only have so much time in the day to be trying to learn stuff. I put so much time into trying to learn OBS and troubleshoot this stuff. I really don't want to invest too much time trying to learn something else. The way things are going, I may have to go back to StreamYard, perhaps, because I really do miss sharing my screen with y'all when I'm reading things. It just makes it more better when teaching and sharing things with you. Until further notice, I'm rolling with what I have, because if I don't continue to keep going, I won't have anything to show for it at all. Hang on, I'm text messaging my husband. My husband works so hard. I'm so tired of him working so hard. It don't make no sense. Work so hard. There. So I sent a message to my husband, my best friend. Thank you guys for coming in. This video, you know, it will only be up here on Twitch for 7 days, but when I finish upload it and re-upload it today on my YouTube platform, so that be that on that. I'm kind of freestyling on here because it's fun. I finished chatting on the there's so many apps out here, y'all. I finished chatting with YouTube people already, so that's that on that. Now I'm kind of like unwinding and decompressing on here, making sure I said everything I want to say before I transition to the next project. That's water. It's kind of cool too. I want to drink my tea. Well, I'm getting ready to roll out. Let me close this down and put in my stuff to go off. Hercules the Shark will be on tomorrow morning. Hercules the Shark, that's the 30-minute set. Hercules the actual shark will be on tomorrow, celebrating Fish Fry Fridays. Y'all have a good weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Fighting the good fight of continuing to be true to myself, because the world does a good job of trying to beat that out of you. See y'all later.
Boom, 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 boom. ELAYTV, win the car, when you walk TV, when you win the car, when you walk TV, watch LA TV, when you LA TV, when you win the car, when you LA TV, when you win the car, when you LA TV, when you win the car, when you walk LA TV, win the car, when you walk LA TV, win the car, when you walk LA. Boom 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 TV watch LA boom boom win the car boom 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 win the car watch LA TV when you win the car always LA TV when you win the car TV watch LA TV LA TV when you walk boom 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 TV when you win the car when you walk TV when you win the car when you walk TV when you win the car
Yo, it's me. I don't know why the sound stopped, so I just want to let y'all know the sound was supposed to be stopped on this mother. This is trash. If you're interested, I do have a Cash App, so I might have to get on StreamYard real quick. Cash App is $ ELAYTV Productions LLC. This is too much. It's too much.